This week on the Steam Machine Podcast.
Chain, 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 chain to goes.
Cue the music! Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Steam Machine Podcast. My name is Dalton, and joining me, as always, is one half of the Destructo Bros.
Hey, what's up? It's Willie. How you doing?
I am doing just fine, my good sir. And also joining us is the one, the only, the one that you can find over on YouTube at Team Retro. He is Mikolov. Mickey, how you doing, my good bow?
Hey, Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Fuck you, watch South Park.
So that's how Mick is doing. Willie, how are you, man?
I'm alright. Let's see. Do I got anything? I don't know. No, I'm feeling pretty good today. I'm just kind of relaxing. Kind of took me a bit of a sick day the last couple of days, so I'm kind of just here, you know.
Fair enough. I've been doing pretty well. I've been off the past couple of days, been enjoying it. Went and got a Christmas tree today. You know, preparing
Nice.
for all of that good stuff. They're not cheap. My goodness, but luckily I had good tips at work this week, so I was able to cover it with that. Patreon listeners may have noticed there was no Patreon section for this episode, but that's because it's going to be probably a long boy, because not only do we have an RPG to talk about, but we also have the Game Awards that happened last night, boys. And before we get into it, were there any shockers of awards? Because I want to run through the awards, and then we'll talk about the good stuff, about what was actually announced, what everybody actually cares about at the Game Awards, the commercials. So, were any of the categories that jumped out to you, did anything that you didn't expect to win a category? Or do you just want to run through them and we can talk about it as we run through them?
No, there is one. I just have to find it. I'm looking at them now. It was one that Final Fantasy 14 won. And I'm like, wait a minute. 14 won a game? And it's old as hell?
Was that ongoing? Best ongoing game?
I think it's best ongoing. I just can't find it in the...
Let's see, best. If you click view all categories. No, best ongoing was No Man's Sky.
Yeah, no, it was best something. Best community support, I think.
No, that's
Baldur's Gate 3 got that. What the heck was it? It definitely won something. Yep, No Man's Sky. It was 14 was nominated for best ongoing. What the heck was it? Was it multiplayer? Nope, that was Arc Raiders. I don't remember what it won, but it won something. And I could have sworn it had something to do with the fact that it was like an ongoing game. Wow, I lost it. Carry on. I'm going to go through until I find it.
I was going to say, we'll run through all of them real quick. So, Game of the Year, to the surprise of absolutely no one, was Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Yeah, it got real obvious real early on that one was going to win about as many categories as it possibly could.
Yeah. Best Game Direction, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Best Narrative, Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Best Art Direction, who do you think won that?
Best Art Direction, Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Best Score and Music?
And let me go ahead and point out now, all of the dev team for Clair Obscur were there in like the most French-looking outfits you've ever seen. They had on like the black horizontal striped shirt, the white shirt with black stripes. What'd you do? Okay, well, I want you to let me look at what we got and where we're at. I just want you to start a new recording. All right, now I'm going to say hello, Willie.
Did you save what you had?
All right. Yeah, it was pretty cool. They had like a uniform.
I think I'm wrong, by the way.
All right, so tell me when you hit record. Hi, Willie. Okay, now I know where to line that up at. All right, so the next category was Best Score in Music. The winner, Lorien Testard, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Now, I want to talk about the Clair Expedition people, because they were all in these like weird white shirts with the black stripes horizontally, and they all had on like red beret. They all looked French as fuck, like stereotypically French, and it was great. Yeah, they were easy to pick out in the crowd for sure. All right, next up. I need to retcon myself. It didn't win anything?
No, it got nominated for Best Ongoing, but No Man's Sky won. What I got confused on and what actually did surprise me was that Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles won Best Sim/Strategy Game. A PS1 game won the Game Awards in 2025.
Well, a remake of the PS1 game, but yes.
Still PS1 game.
All right, so Best In-Game Audio and Sound Design went to Battlefield 6. Best Performance went to Jennifer English from Clair Obscur Expedition 33. 3 of the people from that were nominated, by the way. Innovation and Accessibility went to Doom: The Dark Ages.
Which is interesting.
Willie, can you elaborate on what they had? Because I don't really remember.
Not in particular. I mean, I didn't really look too deep into the accessibility features. I do know that it's it's a very much more video gamey feeling than the other ones, which I know sounds like a silly thing to say, but what I mean is like there's a lot more, things being marked glowing a certain color or whatever. So I'm sure they had a lot of like options to make colorblind accessibility modes and stuff, since one of the main game mechanics is definitely like a doodle shoot like 30 red shots and 1 green shot at you, and you have to reflect the green or whatever.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. All right, so moving through. Games for Impact, South of Midnight. Best Ongoing, No Man's Sky. Best Community Support, Baldur's Gate 3. Best Independent Game, Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Which, crazy that that's an indie game. I did not realize that was an indie game.
I know, you were like, why did that win? That's not an indie game. We were like, yeah, it is. You were like, what? Best Debut Indie Game, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Wild that it's their debut indie game.
Yeah. And Outstanding Achievement in being Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Yeah, right.
Strangely, actually went to Megabonk.
Yeah. Yeah, the one that Megabonk pulled himself out of that because it wasn't his first
so you
game.
said that they were nominated for debut indie, and it turned out not to be a debut. So he was like, "Nope, I don't qualify."
Yeah, it was a debut for the studio, but not him. So he was like, "I don't feel like that's right." So
okay.
Best mobile game, I always have a problem saying this.
Uma Musume Pretty Derby.
Yeah, Uma
There you
Musume
go.
Pretty Derby, the horse girl game for gooners alike. Best VR, The Midnight Walk. Best action game, Hades 2. Best action adventure, Hollow Knight Silksong. Best RPG, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Best fighting game, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Best family game, Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Which, that was well deserved.
Best sim.
It was strange that was the only one without multiplayer really in it in the nominees.
Yeah, that is true. But I mean, Donkey Kong, I don't know, that could be an easy, like, pass the controller with the family type game.
There's different interpretations of what family game can mean, too, and that's definitely one of them.
Yeah, true. Just ask Vin Diesel. Best sim strategy game went to Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. Best sports and racing game went to Mario Kart World. That one kind of surprised me a little bit.
I kind of thought if Sonic Crossroads had a chance to pull an upset somewhere, that would have been it.
Yeah. Best multiplayer, Arc Raiders. Best adaptation, The Last of Us Season 2. The most anticipated game, Grand Theft Auto 6. Even though all of the games on that list I was super hyped for. Content Creator of the Year, Charlie, Moist Critical. Best esports game, Counter-Strike 2. And I don't care about the esports athletes and shit, so we're going to end that there. Now here's what everybody really wants to know about, right? Everything that was announced at the Game Awards.
Yep.
Let me put a fire on this stick, and let's get to it, boys. So,
alrighty.
The first one that they have listed on this IGN article is Star Wars: Fate of the Old Republic.
This is definitely a really interesting one because it's by the original director of Knights of the Old Republic, I believe.
Casey Hudson, who worked on Knights of the Old Republic and Mass Effect.
Yeah, Mass Effect too. So it's definitely who you'd want working on this, I figure.
Yeah, it says a brand new single-player, narrative-driven action RPG game set in the beloved galaxy far, far away. The new game from Argonaut Studios is set across a galaxy set on the brink of a rebirth where every decision shapes your path towards light or darkness. And it is the spiritual successor to KOTOR.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
That's an older game that I would really like to do for the show because with a couple mods, it's pretty playable these days. And I've always heard KOTOR and KOTOR 2 are great.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be pretty legendary, but I don't know how it'll hold up today, so we'll see.
I can't get into them today. They didn't age well, but that's a hot take.
Well, they are remaking the first KOTOR, aren't they? Hadn't that been a rumor for a while?
I did hear that.
So maybe that would be a good time to dive into it whenever they release that.
Yeah.
So there was a very large statue out in the middle of the desert that everyone had been pondering on. Like, what the fuck is this thing, right? And to tell you the type of devs that Larian are, after they released this trailer, they went on Twitter and changed their header picture to the document that was released that spoiled what the statue was for everybody. Because it was a fucking a trademark thing that somebody found and posted. So they were like, oh, it's probably Divinity. It's got to be Divinity, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, there was a new Divinity trailer. Oh my God.
There was a lot of goo in that trailer, man. Just general goos.
So Mick, were you there for that? Or did you come after?
I came after. Okay. No, you did. No, you actually did.
Yes, I did. Later on, I did. I cried and came at the same time. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
You crime.
The Divinity trailer just starts off with like, it looks like there's a festival going on. And then it shows like this dude who's like chained up in darkness. And then you see like a little girl walking with her mom. Then you see an orc take a big swig out of his mug and then proceed to throw up onto the ground. And then 2 pigs come over and start to eat the vomit. The camera then goes to a woman having sex with either an orc or a bugbear, one of the two, while like a religious monk is doing the whips with like the cat of nine tails on his back. And then they open up this big giant wicker thing, and like the Wicker Man, the guy who's strung up is in there. And they set it ablaze, and everybody starts throwing fire at it and everything. And he starts catching on fire. Then his beard catches fire and starts burning at his face and stuff. And there are these like bubbles that'll pop up on his skin and burst. And the blood shoots out, lands on the ground, and then the ground grows like these weird plants that look carnivorous, right? And then on his back, this big giant black bulb thing appears and starts growing bigger as he's burning, and it bursts open. And just this stuff starts shooting out, and it starts like killing everybody around. And what's left is that big ass fucking stone that was in the desert. And the village is just laid waste. There's fire everywhere, bodies everywhere. The pig still chilling there eating some stuff. It's just this giant ass stone. And then it's just like, boom, Divinity. And I was like, holy shit. What a fucking cinematic that was. And we were all like, God, that was grotesque. What the fuck?
I mean,
yeah, they did
probably
not
a trailer
punches
that they could only do at the Game Awards.
Oh, yes. Yeah, this was a Red Band trailer. In fact, I think, Willie, was it you that said that all of them were basically just running their Red Band trailers?
Yeah, I used those exact words, yeah, because the show opened up with like a, this may contain offensive warning, viewer discretion advised type thing, and I'm like, okay, they meant it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think JP from Drop Frames put it best on Twitter. Man, that Divinity trailer was fucking nasty. I am so in. So it looks really, really cool. So then we also got a new Resident Evil Requiem, so Resident Evil 9 trailer, where it was revealed that Leon S. Kennedy will be in the game as a playable character alongside Grace Ashcroft.
Yeah, and apparently the concept is that Leon's going to get kind of the action-y scenes, and Grace is going to have more of like the traditional survival horror mechanics.
All right, getting back to Divinity, why did they burn this guy again?
Yeah. It wasn't explained. So I think, are you watching the trailer?
Yeah.
I think he's just like an evil wizard or something like that. I'm not really sure.
Maybe they just had to get the nasty goo out of him.
Yeah.
I mean, or it could have been like a ritual sacrifice. I'm not really sure.
Everyone around seemed really happy about it, so
I was getting some serious, like Sodom and Gomorrah vibes.
Very disturbing.
Yeah, it's a wild ass trailer, dude. It's wild. But Resident Evil.
Are you sure the guy's even dead?
No, he definitely is alive when they light him on fire.
No, I know, but I mean afterwards at the end.
I'm not even sure that was an actual person, man.
Yeah, it might have been a demon.
This raises more questions than answers.
I mean, there's another trailer. Idea. There's another trailer later on that literally saw Mephisto, the devil, burst out of a man.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, Resident Evil 9 looks fucking sweet. I can't wait to play as Leon again. That's going to be really, really cool. And it just reminds me that I need to play Resident Evil 8.
It's very, very popular. I mean, when it came out, it was very talked about.
For sure. Okay.
Oh, my voice sucks today. Ugh.
So the next two announcements literally had tears in my eyes, right? And then I want to talk about a moment from today with this. So then they announced first Tomb Raider Catalyst, and I got to set the stage. The trailer starts, and I go, "Is this Tomb Raider? Ah, fuck, it's not Tomb Raider." And at the same time, me and Willie see a little monkey And we both go, monkey, maybe it is Tomb Raider. Oh, shit. And then we see a silhouette of a woman, and I'm like, it fucking is Tomb Raider. Yep. So, 2026 marks the return of Lara Croft in a big way, as will be embarking on a reimagining. Oh, we'll touch on that in a second. In 2027, she will be starring in a brand new game called Tomb Raider Catalyst. And the new game is set in the wake of a mythical cataclysm that has unleashed ancient secrets and awakened the mysterious forces that guard them. When the most notorious treasure hunters from around the world descend in the region, Lara races to uncover the truth buried beneath the fractured landscape and stop those who would use its power for their own gain. As the ancient world collides with the present, Lara must decide who to trust among rivals and allies to prevent a catastrophe and protect a secret that could reshape the future. That is classic Tomb Raider bullshit, and I fucking am here for it. Right? None of this gritty, realistic Tomb Raider. No, that bitch needs to go for some treasure and end up saving the world somehow. Like, that is Tomb Raider. So I'm already hyped about that. Like, it says 2027, and I'm super happy. And then suddenly, like, I'm talking, and I hear Blitz or Willie, it was one of the two, go, oh, there's the green shirt you were looking for. And my eyes shoot back up, and I'm looking at old Lara, not old Lara, but like old school Lara in the outfit, the shorts and the dual pistols. And she starts running through, and they start talking about remembering and things like this. And I'm like, what is going on with this, dude? And then at the very end, it shows this ancient looking door in a mountain. And my brain immediately was like, oh, fuck. That's the very beginning of the first game, because Lara jumps down and you end up having to fight some wolves. And then it just popped up Tomb Raider reimagining or whatever the fuck it is. And I was like, oh, I got goosebumps right now.
Something Atlantis.
Legacy of Atlantis. Yes.
Yes. Earlier in the chat, when we were all in voice chat, I think it was Blitzy was like, we need green shirt Lara Croft. Bring back green shirt Lara Croft.
That was literally, I thought. Maybe it was Blitz, actually. Yeah.
Literally 30 seconds later.
Yeah.
There's green shirt Lara Croft. I'm like, well, there she is.
Yeah. Dude. And so the moment from today. So my dad was asleep last night when I went to go show him, because growing up, my dad and me played the Tomb Raider games together, all of the PlayStation 1 games. We had them and played them. So I pulled up the trailer for Catalyst and showed him that. And he was like, oh man, this looks pretty cool. And then that moment when she was on like that ledge and she's holding on to it and it raises up, and you see that shot where like it raises up really high and all the other ones come up, and then the camera pans and you just see this massive map. My dad went, oh my God, dude, look at that. And then I said, yeah. And then it fades and says 2027. And I said, and then it went right into this. And I flipped over to the other trailer.
Oh, he must have lost it.
And I started playing it for him. And like 20 seconds into the trailer, I'm looking at him. He's like, I feel like these look familiar. I said, this is a remake of Tomb Raider 1. And his face was it just lit up. And he was like in awe. And he was like, dude, I cannot wait to play these. Oh my God. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We're going to fucking play them, all right. So I am super hyped for that. Tomb Raider is back, baby. And I want to point out something that we did notice in the trailer for Legacy of Atlantis. The dinosaurs have been updated for accuracy because they're all feathered. And yes, the Tyrannosaurus is back, baby.
That was very exciting to see, yeah. They no longer look like Jurassic Park dinosaurs. They do kind of look like the current scientific consensus, but they still look pretty badass. They didn't, like, they look pretty badass. That's all I'm going to say.
I was definitely the most hyped for this, but when the T-Rex came on screen, all of us cheered.
Yeah.
We were all like, yeah,
we were even joking about it a bit, like, yo, bring back the T-Rex.
And they brought back the T-Rex.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one. All of a sudden, the stage goes dark. Let me go ahead and say, oh, one second. We haven't touched on it yet. The production on this show was top fucking notch.
Yeah, there were a lot of really cool things that they did with like cross-media stuff that I thought was really fascinating. And I think that that's actually about where we're about to go into.
Yeah, I was like, this was one of them. All of a sudden, this dude just lowers down from wires and starts contorting his body. And the way that he's angled, again, Willie, I think you were the first one that was like, control?
It looked like when someone gets pulled up by the hush and control.
And then as soon as you said that, Jessie appears on the screen, like looking like she's holding the dude floating's head. And then it starts doing all kinds of weird shit. He starts contorting even more. And then everything goes black. And suddenly we're watching a trailer for Control Resonant, which is the second Control game. And again, I was like, yeah, fucking yes, dude. Remedy does no wrong in my opinion. Ever since they did Max Payne back in the day, like they have earned my love with every game.
That's kind of one of those companies that only shows up when they actually have something to say, too. You know what I mean? Like, all of their games have a purpose to them.
Yeah, and it's weird how, like, with Alan Wake and Control, they've almost weaved them together, too, where it's like, those worlds live within one another.
Which I'm going to need to play those games so I actually understand more about that, because I didn't even finish Control, and I'm looking forward to doing Alan Wake, too, you know?
Yeah, Alan Wake is on my list. It's on my short list. The first one, I think I have it on GOG, so that would make that easy. Alan Wake 2, I think, is still an Epic Store exclusive.
Okay.
But we'll figure that out when that day comes, because we got some other games to play before we get to there.
That we do.
But yeah, dude, Control 2, super fucking good. Mikolov, Control is scary, but like not horror. Does that make sense? Like, it's X-Files scary.
Yeah, it's weird. It's X-Files like, basically.
So like not like jump scare scary, but like
creepy
you're gonna be like that's fucking tweaked scary.
Yeah, like there are a couple noises and stuff in it, but it's not like that for the most part. It's a lot more like a lot of environmental stuff, a lot of just really unpredictable and crazy stuff, and it's a lot of atmosphere too.
Okay.
A lot of atmosphere.
Yeah, like they spent a lot of time writing the setting on this, you can tell. Like there's just so many little details that are really cool.
I could be convinced.
Also, there's some odes to SCPs in it as well.
Oh yeah, it's definitely very SCP influenced. I mean, I don't know if it's not a direct influence, it just happens to be the best SCP game by accident.
Yeah, 100%, dude. There's a refrigerator that a dude is guarding that he cannot look away and he can't blink. And he's been staring at this thing for like 30 minutes and his eyes are killing him. And you're just trying to convince him not to blink until you can get in there. But, it's not a happy game. Anyway, so the spiritual successor to Returnal got a trailer, Saros, which was that third-person space game that suddenly looked like a bullet hell.
Yeah, that was interesting.
It looked really fun, man. It made me be like, maybe I should check out Returnal, because Returnal is, at its core, a roguelite game.
Interesting.
Because you're doing runs over and over and over and over.
I really don't know anything about it, but I would be willing to check it out. Yeah, I've heard good things.
It's beautiful. That game looks really good. And so did this Saros game.
Yeah. It was really lovely. Like, one of the things we kept noticing was just like a lot of it also is probably that they aren't necessarily, the actual graphics they're going to ship with, but are like Unreal Engine 5 pre-renders and stuff. But a lot of games have just way better looking, like, realistic humans than they had just a couple years ago, it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I commented on that at some point.
A few times,
I was like, wow, why did this look way too realistic? I mean, I understand we're living in 2025, but I remember looking at Xbox 360 graphics and thinking, wow, those humans look very realistic. They look even more realistic.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about, like those 360 era, like you could tell it's a video game, but you can also believe that those were real people kind of thing.
Yeah, and like there was more detail every time to where it's like individual blades of grass would start moving and people be like, ooh, that kind of thing,
Do you remember
water refraction?
The trailer for Ghost of Tsushima when that first came out, and it was the dude walking through the field, and then he got into the area with all of the cherry blossom petals.
Yes.
And every time he would move, they would just whoosh, like with wind.
Yes.
Dude. At that point, I was like, this is the epitome of graphics. And that's almost standard now in really big games like that. It's fucking wild, man.
I remember thinking the Super Nintendo were the epitome of graphics.
Yeah. Man, me too with the PlayStation 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Surely nothing will ever get better than SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. Like, holy shit. These guys look just like they're wrestling. So they also showed new 30 seconds of the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
I missed that.
It looked fun.
That was, after I left.
It was okay.
Yeah, this review is a little bit out of order, so you might be hearing some you caught and some you didn't. So
yeah,
that's fine. That's fine.
Luigi,
that is something I will go back and check later because I'm hyped for that movie.
Luigi throws a sweet knee.
Yeah, he gives a little shining wizard to Bowser Jr. or whatever,
and then starts rubbing his knee afterwards, like
It's pretty good. Classic Jackie Chan physical action comedy bit.
Bowser. Oh wait, Luigi rubs his knee. He does like the Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
Well,
almost.
no, he's still standing up. He isn't just laying down and suffering or anything, but yeah.
Yeah, he's just standing there like, hell yeah, and then he just goes, and rubs his knee.
It was very much like what Jackie Chan would do with like the physical comedy in a lot of his action movies.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think it's also something Luigi would do.
Exactly. It worked really well with the character. It was very, very amusing.
So
and they brought everybody back. Like Charlie Day is still voicing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had this one trailer and they were like going through this thing and we were all thinking like, what the fuck could this be? And then I don't remember the code that was there, but one of you saw it and was like, oh, I think this might be Mega Man. And the chamber slowly opens and you see the silhouette and we're all like, oh, fuck it is Mega Man. And so immediately I'm hyped because I fucking love Mega Man.
Yeah.
And Mega Man will be making his grand return in 2027 with Mega Man Dual Override, a 2D side-scroller that harkens back to the Blue Bomber's origins while carving a new path forward.
So, what does that mean? Is it like, are we talking old?
It's like 3D, what we used to call 2.5D, where you have the 3D graphics with the 2D gameplay.
Yeah. So it looks new, but it plays like old Mega Man.
Okay.
Instead of like,
it's not like
Mega Man 9 or 10 where they deliberately went back to the original pixel art style.
No, that's not what I'm asking. Are we going to see the old bosses or the old Robot Masters, or are we looking at
might be new
original content? Yeah.
I mean, it looked like they were going back to the style, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's a retelling of any of the original games or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the day before this conference, I did see a post that said that Capcom is wanting to run with Mega Man as one of its flagship series, like it has with like Street Fighter and a few others. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, because I have some friends that are really, really into Mega Man, and I want to see them get like Mega Man Legends 3 or like a Mega Man Legends remake or something along those lines.
Dude, they have the finished Game Boy Advance game. Just freaking release it.
Yeah, dude, it's interesting, but yeah, so fingers crossed that more Mega Man to come. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight got a release date. So this looks really quirky and fun, playing through the Christian Bale movies, but Lego style.
I liked that. That looks like it's going to be fun.
And in true Lego game fashion, it looked like they made it to where you can play as like kind of all the different incarnations of the characters. Like if you want to dress Batman up like it's 1966, no problem. Robin was very clearly showing his, really bright outfit from like Batman Forever, I think.
Yeah, when Robin dropped a quip like he would from 60s Batman.
Yeah.
And serious Batman looked at him and goes, we don't do that. Like that shit was so funny.
Pretty good.
We don't do that. It was just, great. So that is coming out May 29th, 2026. And I know my buddy that I work with, Nate, is hyped for that.
Not Nate, the other Destructo Bro. Different Nate.
Not the other Destructo Bro.
That guy died.
This is work Nate.
He didn't die. He's just, his freedom did.
He was at the, with watching about half the Game Awards show with us. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Shout out.
They revealed the next Diablo 4 expansion, which is Lord of Hatred. And that was where we saw Mephisto burst from a man's back. It's pretty intense.
And apparently they're also releasing a paladin character class like immediately in preparation for it. So that looks pretty sick.
There are 2 new classes. I don't think they've announced the second one, but the first one is paladin, and I think it was available. I think today, or it was available last night, but I saw today there was like a 26 gigabyte update. So I'm assuming that's some new shit. So
they had to put the pal and the den in there.
But that was another brutal, gory fucking trailer.
Yeah, there was a lot of juice in it. It's funny because like I'm so used to thinking of Diablo as kind of an old school game that I forgot that at the time Diablo was a little bit controversial too,
Yeah. OG Diablo? Oh yeah, dude. This game is Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah, OG Diablo was controversial as hell for like even how graphically inferior it is today.
Yeah, but you could sure spill a whole heck of a lot of demon blood in that game. I was pleasantly surprised when we went back to it for the show.
Listen, right? Nintendo games were controversial because back then parents saw Nintendo and video games as an addiction.
Yeah. And Diablo didn't help with that one, I bet.
Nope, not even a little bit.
If anybody said anything to me about playing Diablo, I would tell them the point of this game is to kill the devil, and you can play as a holy man.
Like, I think even Sandy Peterson said that about Doom when people asked if they thought it conflicted with his Mormon faith, He's like, You're just shooting the devil. What are you talking about?
Yeah, right? The point is to kill the devil. You're not worshiping him in any way.
Yeah.
So this might not be up next in the list. Something that I was very skeptical about until I saw this trailer, and now I have the utmost faith that this is going to be the most ridiculous good time, and that is the Street Fighter movie.
I will say that the cast's energy impressed me. They were just out there really seeming like they got along and were there to have a great time.
Yeah, they brought out the whole ass cast, like Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, everyone. Jason Momoa. We finally put to rest that Jason Momoa and Roman Reigns are two different guys. They were on stage together.
Wasn't your mom
my mother
in the room
sitting right next to me, and she loves her some Jason Momoa and she loves her some Roman Reigns. So she was very happy. Lilith, my pup, was in here, and she's got a fascination with Cody Rhodes. Like anytime it's just him on the screen, she will look at the screen until he's off the screen when I'm watching wrestling. It's adorable.
She got a crush.
She was happy because Cody was on screen.
I will say definitely that the dude that played Zangief is the most Zangief looking dude I've ever seen in my life. Apparently he's some 7'2" Dutch bodybuilder, and my God, he is just more man than you would expect to be realistic. Like, you know, like Half-Thor Bjornsson is way too big to be possible. He's like that, but amplified. It's crazy.
Oh, the funny part about that is that when I saw that trailer and I saw Zangief come out, all I thought about was that one part from Wreck-It Ralph where Zangief is like, I crush man's skull between thighs. But I am not bad guy.
I'm bad guy. I am not bad guy.
I love Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
They didn't make a third one.
My mom's comment about that guy was, now that's a big boy.
That's about all you can say. Very accurate.
I need to meet your mom.
Yeah, dude. I think you would. I think everybody listening would like my mom and my dad. My dad can be slightly annoying when he's drunk, but when he's not, he's really fun.
Who isn't?
But here's the part that sold me and Willie. I think it sold us both at the same time.
Yeah.
They included in the movie the fucking car stage.
Yeah, I think you see Ken like kick the hood off of the car and like, yeah, we're good here. This is gonna be fun.
It's like, oh my God, this gives me so much hope that we can take this and set it next to like Mortal Kombat and be like, rest peacefully, as some of the good movies. Even though I know people love the old Street Fighter movie, but that one's so bad it's good. This one looks like it's gonna be good, but it also could be so bad it's good in a purposefully though.
Yeah, this time it could go a lot of different ways. It doesn't. The point is, it looks like they're going to have fun with it, and that definitely matters.
Yeah, and if they're having fun, I feel like the people watching will also have fun.
Yeah.
Like,
because it's like that's kind of the same feeling I got about like the newer Mortal Kombat movie, like the action choreography in it. You could tell that they were like, okay, let's just make this shit awesome.
Yeah, I still need to see that. I still really want to watch the new Mortal Kombat.
I've genuinely only seen the fight scenes, and I've been told by some people that that's probably the best way to watch it.
Seeing Cody Rhodes as Guile was fun.
That was an experience.
I'm not sure what to think of it because I don't know how old I imagined Guile in my head, but Cody's a little over that.
Yeah, I think Cody's, 40? I
think he's almost exactly 40, yeah.
I just kept thinking of
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah.
Thank you. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I saw the name enter and leave your mind. It was so fascinating.
Physically left my head.
Literally, I saw it like get halfway between your eyes and then go away somehow. It was crazy.
It was just whoop.
Yeah, exactly.
I sneezed it out.
It was only a really quick glimpse of Roman as Akuma, and I don't even know if we got to see Jason as Blanca, but yeah, that's gonna be a fun ass movie. It really is.
Yeah.
Another thing that got me super hyped because I just bought the old version of it the other day on GOG. Star Wars Galactic Racer. We got a new pod racer, boys.
Yep.
I
don't know if it's just pod racing either. It looked like it was like pod racers versus land speeders and kind of everyone just getting out there and doing some runs. So it looked pretty interesting. Like it definitely had the spirit of pod racing from the movie. I felt like with like, you know, it's grimy and a little dangerous. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I thought pod racing was like the most like grimy and old school Star Wars part of the prequel trilogy, you know? Like it felt gladiatorial in a really fun way.
Here's the quick description. For one, it comes from the makers of Burnout and Need for Speed.
Yeah.
So they have racing in their blood, right? It takes place in a galaxy where the Empire is gone, and a new galactic league has formed. This league is an underground, unsanctioned circuit where syndicates bankroll chaos and champions are forged. No force, no prophecy, just skill, strategy, and the will to rise. So then we got a really weird-ass trailer that was cool. Phantom Blade Zero, and it is described as Kung Fu Punk. So that one looked interesting.
That was something. Yeah.
Pragmata, which is the game with the weird little girl robot that had the cool interface. I remember you and Nate both were like, whoa, that interface is cool as shit.
Yeah, when the little girl like does some like time slowing thing and like just this screen pops up in the air, like she's hitting buttons on it or whatever to do, I don't know, her cyber magic or whatever. It looked sick. I liked that. It was a really cool looking, it's just good visual design there.
So then we got announced Toshihiro Nagoshi's new game.
This hyped me up. This really hyped me up.
Gang of Dragon. I love the description of this. Gang of Dragon is Toshihiro Nagoshi's new game, and it sure looks like Yakuza.
Yeah. I mean, when it ended on the shot of the actual Kabukicho sign, which like directly, like it looks so much like the gateway from Kamurocho because it's what inspired it in the first place, you know?
Yeah, I was going to say, this article even says that the trailer ends with the iconic sign that marks the real-life entrance to Kabukicho?
Kabukicho, yeah.
The inspiration for Kamurocho. So that's awesome, dude. So we're going to be in real-life Japan beating some ass.
And the guy who was doing the ass beating was apparently like a really popular recent times like Korean TV action movie or action show actor who I saw some people just really hyped to see him, but I've already forgot his name because I'm terrible.
Yeah, we called him Asian Samoa Joe because he's built like Samoa Joe. He's just jacked, but not
He was a very Samoan
ripped.
Joe size guy, yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? He's just big.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't want to fuck with that guy big.
Yeah.
So, can you clarify something for me?
Sure.
So, is this somebody who is like the original creator of the Yakuza series and doesn't do them anymore?
Yeah,
I think he was a producer.
Yeah. He left Ryo Gagatoku.
Okay.
Yeah, founded his new studio about.
Is that
like
because he didn't like where Yakuza was going or Like a Dragon was going?
I don't know. I feel like he just wanted to do his own thing. If I remember right, let me look it up. I think Toshihiro Nagoshi is the one that just has drip.
And although I do love the fact that his Wikipedia page even says, quote, when asked about his personal appearance, fashion style, and how it changed over time, Nagoshi says he adapts to what his current girlfriend is into.
That's funny.
Hey, fair enough.
Yeah.
Bless him, man. That's the right way to do it.
That, because if you look at pictures of him from back in the day and what he looks like now, he became one of his own characters.
Yeah, the Monkey Ball Nagoshi and the Ryu Gatoku 6 Nagoshi look way different.
Way different. Warlock Dungeons and Dragons looked badass.
Didn't we think that was a Neverwinter game for a minute?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a much darker type of... I mean, it looked like there were even some things from the Neverwinter universe, or, well, Neverwinter and Ravenloft looking stuff, so...
Yeah, that's what I thought it was a Ravenloft game. Because Strahd, whatever his name is, was there, and like some of the... Yeah, dude, it was really cool. But it's Warlock Dungeons and Dragons is a new single-player RPG that is all about wielding dark magic to battle foes. Players become the warrior Katsuri, who embraces the darker side to take down people that are invading her land. Forest 3 confirmed as the Sons of the Forest follow-up.
That was one of the ones where it's like, at the end of the trailer, you're like, that is not what I thought that was.
Yeah, dude, at the end, I'm like, the forest?
Yeah, it's very sci-fi.
What the fuck happened at the end of the second game? I'm like, what the fuck? I need to play the first game. There, one more thing. I don't know if you guys, I know you guys don't really frequent Twitter much, but the one more thing, when Jeff Keighley put up a poll, like, what do you think of the show? It got a D from most everyone because of the one more thing.
Really?
And that was High Guard, which is a new PvP raid shooter a la Apex Legends and Titanfall.
From the creators of Apex Legends and Titanfall, I think.
Yes.
I could kind of see why that's not really a one more thing.
That's what I thought too. I thought maybe the one more thing should have been maybe that Warlock trailer or something. You know what I mean? Like just swap those, and I think
I get the weird feeling like they were really, really hoping to have something to show us from Elder Scrolls 6 or Grand Theft Auto 6. And when that didn't happen, they had to kind of pivot.
Yeah.
Pivot?
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 It,
Sorry.
Yeah, it was underwhelming. Kana's nipples got hard for Total War Warhammer 40K.
That one looked really cool. I mean, it's just a natural fit, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Having played the Total War Warhammer fantasy ones, 40K is a perfect fit, dude. I honestly think like a Command and Conquer style Total War game would be good. And I'm sure it exists, and I'm sure I probably own it on GOG and just don't know it. But
there's so many freaking Warhammer games, man.
There's a fucking lot of them.
Speaking of ones I want to get around to, I think it might have been you, but somebody gifted me Bolt Gun, and I definitely need to play that sucker because that's the boomer shooter in the Warhammer 40K universe.
Yeah, I think that was me that gifted that to you. I was like, I played a little bit of it, and I was like, this is so far up Billy's alley, I have to buy it for him.
Yeah. I think it was very likely you. I remember that I think it was you anyway.
Let's see. Invincible Versus is getting a new fighter. 4-Loop, made by the guys from Bad Robot and the designer for Left 4 Dead. It had who was the fucking...
No, you're thinking of the John Carpenter
guy.
one. Oh, no, never mind. J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams. That's who it was. J.J. Abrams came out. Him and Mike Booth, and they announced 4-Loop, which, I mean, it looked okay, but it's like another Loop game.
Yeah.
There was No Law, made by the guys who did The Ascent. Looked very much like Cyberpunk. Ace Combat 8, Wings of Thieves.
That one looked pretty neat. I was kind of glad that you were like, oh man, is this Ace Combat? Used to play this all the time back in the day. And then it was Ace Combat. And you were like,
and it
yes!
was Ace Combat. Yeah, I was super fucking hyped for that. Lenny Kravitz is randomly going to be in 007 First Light.
He looked pretty awesome. Not going to lie. That was a cool looking character.
He looked like he fit the part of the character he was playing, absolutely.
I mean, he even came out completely dressed as the character. And I'm like, yeah, I can see it.
Dude's got so much drip.
Yeah, totally.
That guy just oozes charisma.
Yeah.
And looks the exact same as he did 20 years ago, I swear.
Uncanny, yeah.
Let's see. Marvel Rivals is getting Deadpool as its next playable character.
Can't say anyone's super surprised by that, but people still love Deadpool, so, go on you.
The Witness and Braid creator announced his new game, Order of the Sinking Star.
I genuinely thought Jonathan Blow disappeared like 10 years ago.
They're calling this a 250-hour puzzle game.
I mean, if you saw the overworld map, it looked massive, and that actually did get me a bit intrigued.
Yeah, man, 250 hours.
When it had the big pull-out, and it just looked like, I don't know, when it kept pulling back, it was like, oh, it's screen over screen after screen after screen, like a Zelda game, but then they kept pulling back, and it was bigger and bigger than you could have imagined.
Yeah. I know we've been going on this for a little bit, so I'm trying to run through.
But I mean, it was like also the weird thing though is it was also just basically kind of like a Sokoban like puzzle game. Like it didn't look like it was doing anything interesting gameplay wise. So hopefully it's just really good puzzles.
It might be good puzzles with like a good narrative taking you through.
I don't want the braid guy to try to give me a good narrative. Thank you.
Lords of the Fallen 2 coming out. Another gory fucking trailer. Out of Words was the like claymation game with the two kids with no mouths.
Yeah.
That one looked fun.
I'm glad that co-op platformer narrative type games are becoming a thing. That I think there need to be more 2-player type couch co-op games.
I agree.
Like Split Fiction or It Takes Two or shoot, I already forgot that.
Overcooked.
Overcooked is not quite what I'm thinking of, but yeah, I get what you mean. I mean the more like platformer narrative type games.
Overcooked is a game I'd love to try for the show.
That would be an interesting one, yeah. I do think I have one of them somewhere.
Neo 3 got a trailer. Violent as hell.
Sick as hell, too. Oh, Bradley, dude.
Yeah, I was like, this is the one. This is the one we need to talk about. So the creator of Mario plus Rabbids is making a game called Bradley the Badger. Now, Mikolov, you were not there for
Bradley the Badger. I was not there for this.
Bradley the Badger was real interesting.
Let me tell you the description, and then we'll tell you how the trailer was. This game is a classic platforming one with fresh twists and a meta-feeling story that is helping this video game mascot through its creator's unfinished work. Contains nods to Bloodborne, Cyberpunk 2077, The Last of Us, and more.
Oh, so it's a parody.
Yeah, it kind of, I mean, maybe not all the way full Conquer or whatever, but you definitely got the vibe early on when it like was doing this Bloodborne thing and it pulled out the like a title screen of Badgerborn, and I'm like, I need this.
Yeah, we thought it was just Badgerborn and we were sold, right?
And then it did Badger or Cyber Badger 2077.
Yeah, Cyber Badger 2077. And then it was like The Last of Badgers or something like that. Like,
I love his jump.
It was incredible. I immediately wishlisted this game.
And like it looked like each of the different like play worlds might have had its own separate mechanics and stuff. So that seems really awesome.
It has a building that's called Waiting for Review.
I liked that too, actually.
This looks good.
Nate was super on board with this because it's a 3D platformer, and he is like me when it comes to those.
I just liked the different worlds inside of it. Like, I could just play Badgerborn, and I think I'd be very happy about it.
Yeah.
The Last Badger.
The Last Badger, yeah.
This looks like a cross between Astrobot and Little Big Planet.
Yeah, I could actually see. I didn't think about Astrobot, but that's not a bad comparison.
I honestly think that Blitz had a similar sentiment.
I think he brought up Little Big Planet, actually, too, yeah.
Yeah. The next game on the list...
Now he's a human and wearing a badger hat. What the heck?
Yeah, the end got real weird.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. Okay.
But yeah, that game is...
Okay. Okay, I'm in.
Yeah, it looks fun.
I'm in for Bradley the Badger.
It might be day one for me. Like,
yeah. I'm all in. Maybe we'll play for the show.
Yeah.
The next game, none of us were interested in. Stupid Never Dies.
What's your cam do, dude?
Yeah, I don't know. It does this sometimes. Hold on, I can fix it.
Oh, yep.
Stupid Never Dies looked stupid. So
yeah, it seemed like they wanted to show us something whimsical and charming, but they forgot to show us anything that looked fun to play.
Maybe they were just trying to show us that stupid really does never die.
Well, they succeeded in making me think it was stupid, so good work. I think I disliked it less than everyone else there, and I did not like it.
The first game that they showed of the night was The Free Shepherd.
I love it.
Which you play as a herding dog, so you play as a border collie, basically. So I could play as Lilith adjacent, and you herd. And it looks like a puzzle game, and then there was like some weird, where it looks like it's post-apocalyptic, or like there's some kind of alien shit going on.
Yeah, there was like ancient technologies you could see like sticking out of the ground, like Breath of the Wild type stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know what that kind of setting is called. I know it has a name, but I don't know what it's called.
Not open world. Sandbox?
No. I mean the setting, not the game.
Not the game. No, not the gameplay type. I'm sorry.
It was like plains and plateaus, and it looked very European landscape.
Yeah, that's true. Because we even got into like some really like frosty tundra.
Yeah. Then they showed Chickenfoot, which was the one where you play as the weird old lady with chicken feet.
Coven of the Chickenfoot, which looks like a game where you play as Baba Yaga or something. It looked really interesting, but I have no idea what the game is actually about. But man, I was intrigued. I like the art style a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah, me too. Decrepit, which was first-person Souls-like.
Yeah, I think didn't they say it was like a solo dev from Sweden or something like that?
Yeah, I believe so.
And yeah, you made some Kingsfield comparisons with it being a first-person Souls-like and all that.
Yeah, and that was another grotesque trailer.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
What you would hope for a game called Decrepit, that it wouldn't be all clean, you know?
Yeah, fair enough. Audio Mech, that game looked awesome because it's like a rhythm game, but you can play to your own soundtrack.
Yeah, it's by the Audio Surf guy, and it's like, it looks kind of like a bullet hell type game, but you play kind of against or with your music. So that seems and what really excited me too was it said not just music on your hard drive like a lot of those games, you can play it off of streaming music as well.
Hell yeah. So everybody go get your free DLC Now the Nightmare. Hit me up, I'll provide it. Guild Wars 2 getting a new getting a new expansion, Visions of Eternity. I'm going to go on record and say that I think that Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2 are the best MMOs that you can play out right now, and I'm just going to leave that there to linger.
I'm not going to argue because I don't play that much RP or MMOs these days, or ever.
I mean, Final Fantasy XIV is not great these days. It's not bad. It's just not great.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys were having some fun with Final Fantasy XI a while back, but is it one of those where you just get into it for a couple weeks and then do something else?
I need Dalton to hold my hand through that game, and I just haven't had time to ask him to hold my hand through that game.
Yeah, I stopped playing because Mikolov didn't have time to play, and I didn't want to get even further ahead of him.
Yeah,
and I'm still paying for the sub because I keep forgetting to cancel it.
Filthy little pay pig.
I got it running on the Steam. I got it running on the Steam Deck though with WindowWare. I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, you've had some feats of getting games to work lately too, because I saw you also pulled Clair Obscur off on a phone.
I didn't play Clair Obscur on a phone.
I thought you were playing it on a small Android device though.
That was Chained Echoes.
Why did I say Clair Obscur? I meant Chained Echoes. I meant the game we played. I got him confused because they said Clair Obscur's name 400,000 times yesterday, and now I don't know what anything else is called.
True. Oh, and I fixed my capture card, by the way, while we're talking about me fixing things.
Oh, wow, because that was literally not working as we went into the show.
Yeah. No, the secret to that was I actually figured out how to go into the hardware settings itself and turn the capture card settings down to 1080p.
Oh, it was trying to do too much?
It was trying to do too much, yeah. So
that would explain why the Switch worked.
And that wasn't even working because that's a 4K device too.
Oh, well, I'm dumb then. Oh, you're right. It was. You said it was all scrambly. That's right.
Yeah.
Like it powered on, but then it looks weird.
It's not anymore, thankfully.
Oh,
yeah, no, I was fiddling with it while we were recording because frickin' ADHD brain.
We're almost through this, boys.
Yep.
Solasta 2 got an early access release date and a new trailer, and that game looks badass. I knew it was Solasta when I was watching it. I'm like, I think this is Solasta 2, and it was.
You called that super early. And then there were a few trailers for not new games that I don't know if they even need full descriptions.
No, the only one that I want to talk about is Orbitals, because the animation style of that one looks like a Daft Punk music video.
Yeah, of the retro 90s anime look to it is so cool.
Dude, it looked so cool, and it looks like, I think it's a racing game, if I remember right, or it might have been a different one, but
I already don't remember anything about what it was actually about.
Screamer was the racing game that was
Screamers
anime.
was the arcane racing game, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Soulframe looked really cool, and credit where credit is due, the fucking Battlefield Red Sec commercial was funny as hell.
Yeah, especially if you have a nostalgic soft spot for not that great Newgrounds cartoons, because they were hitting
old
that
Flash animation.
Yeah, they were hitting that pretty hard.
We're going into the Red Sec. Did you say Red Sex? No, Red Sec. You said sex. You said red. I'm in. It was good stuff, man. So yeah, that was the Game Awards. I am most hyped about Tomb Raider, bar none. No surprise to anybody.
Surprisingly, me too. And this is coming from somebody who's never played a Tomb Raider game.
I've played Tomb Raider a couple times for the show, and I still haven't found one that I actually really, really liked yet. But I'm still I still have faith in Lara Croft to give me a game I enjoy playing. It's weird.
I feel like the Atlantis one is a good
starting point
for me to want to play a Tomb Raider game, because I feel like playing the original but modern is just begging for my money.
Yeah, because
here's what's fucking weird about
we didn't have too much luck with the modernizations on the trilogy re-release.
Yeah, but that was a remaster, not a full remake or retelling.
Yeah. So I own Tomb Raider. I own Tomb Raider Legacy Collection, which is, the one you guys are talking about, the remaster. And then I also own, I believe it's called Tomb Raider Anniversary, which came out in 2007. And this was also a remake of Tomb Raider 1.
Huh.
But it's got mostly positive reviews and stuff, but it still looks like it's from 2007. So am I going to buy a fourth version of this game? You're fucking right, I am.
I was going to say, there's no way you're not.
You are goddamn silly if you think I'm not going to buy the Tomb Raider game. I will buy every Tomb Raider game until they run that series into the fucking ground.
Didn't they already try to remake Tomb Raider with Tomb Raider? It
was like a reboot. I don't think it. Yeah, it wasn't.
They rebooted it. Yeah, but it was like it's like an origin story.
Yeah, it was the gritty Laura.
Yeah, a lot more survivalist type stuff. A lot less backflips and a lot more rock climbing and stamina bars.
People didn't really like the gritty Laura.
They took itself too fucking seriously.
Yeah, it wasn't.
There are Tyrannosaurus Rex and Velociraptors in the first game.
I want to backflip while shooting tigers with pistols akimbo, dude.
Yes. That is the core of Tomb Raider, not whatever don't get me wrong, I still want to play the other two that we haven't yet. Because I want to finish out the gritty reboot series, but
and I would say it wasn't even necessarily a terrible game on its own. I think I was just let down because it didn't feel like ultimately much of a Tomb Raider game. Kind of a bad introduction to the series,
Yeah. I will say, I think it's the third game has a VR mode where you can explore Lara's mansion in VR.
Sweet.
And I look forward to checking that out.
Can't you clean Lara's mansion in
Power Wash? Yes, you can.
In Power Wash Simulator.
Yeah,
you can wash
why am I blanking on
outside.
names? Why am I blanking on names tonight?
I don't know. What's his name, Dalton?
Mikolov.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Picklehouse.
Yeah, you can clean the front of her big ass mansion in the front yard and all that. You can clean the obstacle course.
Yes.
And then I believe you can clean her four-wheeler. Oh, there was one other one, I think.
That sounds right. There was a vehicle for sure.
It was it might have been a four-wheeler and a snowmobile, because those are the two big things that you use in Tomb Raider games.
I think maybe one of them was just set up on the obstacle course, and the other one you could clean separately.
Okay, so this week, boys, or this episode, we played a JRPG.
A JRPG.
Is that a JRPG?
It is a JRPG. We played our wonderful patron, the RPG Wolverine Logan, hit the $20 tier and asked us to play a game called Chained Echoes. And before we get into our thoughts and start talking about this game, here is the obligatory Wikipedia bullshit. Chained Echoes is a 2022 role-playing game created by Matthias Linde and published by Deck 13 Spotlight for Linux, Mac OS, Windows, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. The game is inspired by classic Japanese role-playing games from the 1990s featuring turn-based combat, 16-bit style visuals, and a multi-character narrative. Linde was influenced by games such as Xenogears, Terranigma, Secret of Mana, Suikoden 2, Breath of Fire, The Legend of Dragoon, Chrono Trigger, and Final Fantasy VI. The game has been praised by several reviewers as living up to the quality of its inspiration while offering modern advancements. So, I don't have anybody to ask why they picked this. I know why Logan picked it, because he loves this game. So let's just get into first thoughts, man. Mikolov, you fired it up. You start playing it. Give me your first thoughts on it.
Do you want first thoughts, or do you want first thoughts and what I was able to get this game working on?
Both.
Okay. So first thoughts. These guys are walking around like Chrono Trigger. That was my immediate impression. Was I got immediate Chrono Trigger influence vibes from it. To the point where the beginning of this game is a nod to Chrono Trigger in a couple of different ways. One, there is a character named Glenn.
You know, I didn't pick up on that being a reference until you just said that.
There's also a character named Lean, who's a princess.
Okay, that one I did catch, though.
So you have those two things right there. You have another character named Kylan, who is Glenn's friend. Kylan sounds an awful lot like Kane, which is a little bit of foreshadowing.
I thought it was Killian.
I was saying
still sounds an awful lot. Still sounds an awful lot like Kane.
Like Kane. Yeah. No, I don't disagree with that.
Foreshadowing.
For Final Fantasy Elite 4, yeah.
Yeah, foreshadowing right there.
Final Fantasy 4.
But then you also have the Glenn, wake up, Glenn. Mother figure ups up, opens the windows, and you're just sitting there like, okay, so this is a Chrono Trigger opening, like complete and total bite. And then all of a sudden, like they're like, get your ass up, Glenn, and I'm like, oh, there's cursing. Oh, okay, all right. And then he wakes up on an airship, and you're like, okay, this game is getting a little bit deeper. And then Glenn's like, and then Glenn is like, I'm going to go into my sky armor. What are we, fucking Xenogears now?
Yes, we are.
So I will honestly tell you that this game did take a little bit more time than it should have to hook me. But it did hook me. The characters seemed kind of dry at first and then immediately become lovable. And I don't want to say more than that because I don't want to get outside of first impressions. I will tell you that I did spend the majority of my time playing this game on this little thing, which is an Android handheld. This is the Retroid Pocket G2, and it's got a nice
Switch Lite. Not gonna
exactly why I played on this, because it's got the same size screen as a Switch Lite. It's got the same colors as a Switch Lite, but it's an Android-based device. I was able to run the Steam version because now Android is starting to get apps that allow you to run Windows games through a Proton layer the same way that SteamOS does and Linux does. And this game is under a gig, and it's 16-bit enough that you can get this running on pretty much any PC. So getting it to run on an Android device was not that hard, and I had my Steam Cloud saves, so I usually bounced between that. I think at one time I played it on my television, and Dalton was like, that's cool as fuck, because I sent him a picture.
Yeah.
And another time I played it on like a Linux handheld, but the majority of the time I played it on that Retroid Pocket just because I felt like it fit the aesthetic of a Super Nintendo and a Game Boy Advance game to the point where I wanted to play it on something that was very similar to that.
That makes a lot of sense to me, man.
So that's all I got for now. I have a lot more to say about this game as we talk about it, but I'll let one of y'all go next.
One of the things that I want to point out that I noticed right off the bat, and seeing that in the wiki article has confirmed it in my mind. When I loaded this up and started playing it, I was like, these sprites are really pretty. This game reminds me of Terranigma, the way it looks. Because I don't know if either of you have ever played Terranigma. In my opinion, that game has the prettiest sprites on the Super Nintendo.
Nefarious actually just beat that recently.
Dude, there is a town that you go to that has cherry blossom petals that fall across the screen as you're in it in Terranigma, and it's one of the prettiest fucking things I've ever seen in a 16-bit graphics. Like, it's just so good. So, totally get that inspiration as well. But yeah, I load in, and I'm like, all right, what do we got here? Oh, we got mechs. Oh, we got mech combat. Oh, okay. All right, let's go. And
you don't get mech combat for very long.
It is funny that that's tutorializing something that you won't do again for like 7 more hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also funny. One thing that this game does is when you pause it, but not your menu, but actually pause it, it brings up all your controls. And at the bottom of the controls, it says, call your sky armor, parenthesis, when available. Call your airship, parenthesis, when available. So I'm like, all right, so I'm getting a sky armor and an airship at some point during this game.
There were definitely a few moments where I noticed I was just looking at menu things like, okay, well, there's got to be more characters because nobody wields gun yet.
Yeah, you just keep finding weapons that you're like, no one can use. You're like, what is this?
Yeah. And there's a lot of different combinations of technology and magic in this game between the different characters, too.
Yeah. But I think my biggest thing that I noticed right off the bat was the music rocked, the graphics were good, and combat was interesting, like with its little mechanic that I'm sure we'll talk about. But Willie, what were your what was your first thought?
Yeah, actually, the overdrive meter is the first thing I have written down after my first impressions. So I figured that's the first thing we could explain because that is kind of the go-to RPG battle mechanic of this game. But so what I first wrote down was just that like it's the prologue at the very beginning where, you know, again, you have like Wake Up Glenn followed by a big battle sequence and then what the hell just happened, and then the game starts. Like, I thought that was really, really cool. And then as I'm starting to play the actual game, I'm like, I'm just noticing when you go around the outside of the city for the first time, and you're in the overworld for the first time. It's not even really an overworld, but you know what I mean, the field.
Yeah.
I just kept noticing things like there's just all these great little details that were added there, like a sprite art of just like this little duck kind of snoozing. It had like a little 4-frame animation cycle and just little things like that where I'm like, they put so much care into all these little things that it immediately felt like this game was it wasn't designed to be a minimum viable product. It was designed to be like this guy's dream game. You could tell just from the start.
Oh, 100%. There are moments like you walk into a zone and right off, like you can't walk over there, but you'll see just like a squirrel sitting on a rock and he just looks like he's eating a nut or something like that. And it's like, that's just there for the love of it. Like he didn't have to sit there and animate that and put it there, but he did.
And because I'm so burned out by AAA Chekhov's gun type things, it's like I kept trying to figure out how to interact with the vultures at the mountain range. Because I'm like, they're such cool animated little guys. I want to see if I can do something with them. So that's the main thing I had too, is just immediately the presentation was very good with the music and the 16-bit style art. And also, not only did I really like you said, it was Chrono Trigger movement, which when you were playing Super Nintendo games, Chrono Trigger was a revelation because you had 8 directional movement. But I was actually controlling it with an analog stick, and so it has full analog directional movement when you're on the field. And I thought that was so neat.
Oh yeah, that was really cool.
Like it made me feel immediately like I was in control. The game wasn't going to put me on, rails, so to speak. And I was just really happy with it from the start.
And I do feel it has a good combination of open content as well as linear progression as well.
Yeah, it's not going to be first impressions because really it's more like 8 or 9 hours in that really opens up. But
that's true, and it does start. But honestly, I feel like Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy IV and Final Fantasy VI, they all start super linear, and then open up as you progress. And this game does that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, there's a point where you get vehicles and get the ability to not just travel to the next town, but also side quests and the right to freely explore.
Yeah.
And stuff, just enough new stuff that makes you want to go back to old areas to see if you can, like, poke around the edges, which has been pretty rewarding so far for me.
There's some stuff I want to talk about later, but we have to get past first impressions.
Absolutely. Well, I'm done with mine.
But something comes to mind when you mention that.
Yeah, I could think of a couple of points that definitely were huge for me too.
Well, let me go ahead and preface with, I'm not trying to cover this beat for beat, so if we want to jump around and talk about things, that's totally okay, because I know, Willie, you were talking about, and I had mentioned the overdrive mechanic.
Yes, I would love to go immediately to that. Just the combat system in general.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's do combat and overdrive, and then we'll touch on the things that Mikolov was alluding to, and then I have the characters pulled up and yada yada. So
Cool.
So the battle system seems normal at first, but then they introduce this, like, overheat, like, what was it called again? I'm so sorry.
Overdrive and overheat.
Yeah, there it is.
I remember overheat because that happened to me a lot.
Oh yeah.
So every attack that you do raises your overdrive meter, and you want to keep it in the sweet spot.
Very hard to do, by the way.
There's a pretty big section down the middle of the bar, like, it's almost like 75%, 80% of it. I think you can actually change how big it is in the settings too. But it at the very beginning of the fight, you have, like, no overdrive mechanic or whatever. It's just you do a few attacks and then it gets into overdrive. When you hit overdrive, all your moves take only 50% magic points to use, or technique points, I mean. And that's basically all your moves pull from the same pool except for regular attack, use item, or flee, basically. So like, even think, like, if you run out of points that you would have used to cast spells, you'll also not be able to do, like, advanced attacks or stat buffs and debuffs, things like that. However, okay, the next part is if it gets to the end of the bar, like the last 15, 20%, then it hits an overheat status where you take additional damage from the enemies and all your attacks go back to being full cost. And then the other thing is you can, if you choose to defend, the overheat or overdrive gauge goes down a little bit. And every 4 turns, once you first hit overdrive, one type of move is designated as the type of move that drops the meter. So, like, it might be buffs. So if you use, like, a defense up, that'll drop the meter back down. And those moves will be highlighted in yellow for your character, so you know which ones you can use. And you have to make sometimes tough decisions between, do I want to take another hit in this round, or I just want to defend and make sure I don't accidentally push it to overheat?
That's, yeah, pretty much the mechanic in a nutshell. There's also some bosses that, take away from that mechanic. Not take away from the mechanic, but they completely change up the mechanic, some of the bosses. Yeah. When you get into Sky Armors, that completely changes the mechanic yet again. So they somehow did manage to make it fresh, even though it's a pretty static thing for a good chunk of the game. And actually, for, like, the entirety of the beginning of the game, that's the only thing you have. You're not getting Sky Armor or anything special like that. You're just going through the world. Yeah,
you're just managing, when you're in combat, the overdrive meter and your tech points, trying to make sure you don't run out.
Yeah, exactly. So, and actually, that's one thing I gotta give the game credit for. It doesn't necessarily hold your hand, but it gives you time to get used to how to play before it throws something new at you.
Yeah, because eventually, about maybe 4 or 5 hours into the game, you get into a boss fight where the boss has an ability that changes the shape of the overdrive meter, I think. Like, it kind of...
Exactly, yeah, that's exactly
what
I was...
Put a weird gap in the middle, I think?
Referring to it, yeah. Yeah, so now it's a lot harder to maintain that overdrive.
Yeah, because using a move that would take you out of the first overdrive section would almost always take you out of overdrive entirely.
Right. And actually put you in overheat, even if you were going down.
Yeah.
Did either of you, as you've been playing through, because I know I beat this, I know you guys haven't yet, but have you started noticing the synergies that you can do between party members?
You mean things like having one character use, like, the dry spell and then have Lena do wind thrusts or something like that?
Yeah, like, for instance, I would take Glenn and I would use Oil Strike.
Okay, yeah, that was one of the first.
And then I would use Fire Thrust.
Yeah, if an enemy didn't have a weakness, that was such a great combination.
That's one of the early. That's one of the early game ones you could do. A little bit later on, one of my favorite move sets was have Rob use Paralyze Shot. And then Sienna can use Aiijutsu, which does extra damage if you're paralyzed.
I haven't unlocked Aiijutsu because I didn't know there was a way to paralyze enemies. Damn.
3 times damage if they're paralyzed.
Yeah, that's huge. I didn't know there was an easy way to paralyze enemies. I'm going to have to write that down. Hold on.
Sienna? Let me go ahead and just give you a pro tip.
Hmm?
Sienna, get everything you can to give that girl crit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You want her crit and you want her to have tech points because she runs through tech points so fast, too.
Yeah. But, dude, if you stack her crit, she will do buku fucking damage on a crit. And that helps so much during bosses. She came in fucking clutch when I beat the secret final Uber boss guy.
Oh, she has come in clutch for me multiple times. She's on track to be one of my favorite characters of this game. She's definitely top 3.
Yeah, for sure. And it gameplay wise too, like in times where I didn't have a character to add to because we actually didn't cover the switch mechanic yet. But you have a party size of 4, basically 4 front row members, but you also have. It's a very much Final Fantasy X type of active time battle where your agility determines how many times you'll get to act. You see the bar that has the next few actions on there. If you do like an agility break on an enemy, it might push their turn further back. Unlike Trails, it doesn't tell you in advance how much that's going to do, which would have been a nice feature, but you take what you get. But also the back row characters, you assign one character to be chained or linked to another character, and then you can swap them out in mid-combat, which has a few effects. Mainly, it also backs your overdrive down a little bit. So if your character, for instance, if you just don't have a move that would take down your overdrive and you don't want to use up an item for it, you could do a change and defend, and then that'll get you down a couple of levels.
Also, as you get lower in the skills that you can learn as they unlock, as you go down, a few of the characters have HP restore when swapped. So, like, if they're getting low on HP, you can swap them out, and it'll give them, instead of using a potion, that'll give them some HP back and stuff, too. And that can also be clutch.
And you could use crystals to do that, too, which I don't think we talked about crystals yet, but they're basically materia.
Yeah, they are materia. You're right.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more crafting involved, but not much. Because the way you level them up isn't... it's merging, basically, instead of grinding.
Look up on Reddit, like a guide for doing the crystals, and then just read the arguments from people saying that it's absolutely worth it to sink the amount of time it takes to get really good crystals if you want to do the stuff in the end.
Yeah.
Or... you can beat this game with completely ignoring that. Don't listen to these fucking psychopaths. You can just ignore the crystals. They're dumb. You don't need them. Just pop some in your weapon and you're good to go. I leveled them up as high as I could without just grinding. You know what I mean? But I was able to beat the final boss in the game. So,
and I don't know that there's necessarily leveling per se in this game.
Progression is interesting because a lot of it is tied to the storyline because basically the main currency for leveling up is called Grimoire Shards, and you get one of those basically whenever you defeat a major boss, but there are also a couple other ways to get them, including doing missions on the job board, basically. Like, if you get a long enough streak of them, then you get an extra Grimoire Shard, which is basically a free level up. But even then, you're basically... the level up system is more like the sphere grid from FF10 almost, in that you're picking a single thing to raise, and then also sometimes when you raise them enough times, your character automatically gains few total stat points. But you definitely don't have just like a level 15 character, for instance. And I feel like very much about upgrading equipment is at least as important in a lot of points of time in the game. Like, almost to the same extent as in Trails, because there's just a massive difference in how you feel going to the next level fully upgraded.
It's exactly what I thought about, too. Well, that first time I bought new stuff and went back and fought something that was hard for me and it was no longer hard, I was like, we went the Trails route. Okay. And then from then on, I knew I need to upgrade all my shit as much as possible.
Which reminds me, I want to go back and do the mission where it's like, beat a group of crabs using only Glenn, because I could just barely not do that like 3 hours ago, and now I'm sure I can.
Oh, yeah. Go kick that crab's ass, dog.
Crab.
I ended up going around and collecting the rusty weapons.
What is that?
So there are rusty weapons, and eventually, and I'm talking like Act 4, when you know you're at the point where you can go beat the game or you can do side stuff, there's a floating island you can find that has a blacksmith on it. And if you bring him the rusty weapons, he restores them because they are weapons that he created, and they are like the legendary weapons.
Sounds very Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Dude, it's fucking brutal, man. The blacksmith's like,
do you ever have to dodge lightning 100 times?
And I hate these weapons. No, you don't, which is thank fuck. But he's like, I love these weapons and I hate these weapons. They always seem to find their way back to me. And Glenn's like, well, shouldn't that mean you're proud of your creations or whatever? He goes, yes, but that means that the person who wielded it was dead now. And it's just like, there's a weight to it. And then you're just like, the whole tone of the conversation changes, and he's like, bring me these weapons if you find them and I will restore them for you. So that was
damn,
really
there was
cool.
one thing in First Impressions I forgot to point out, which was there is basically a section that is the Millennial Fair from Chrono Trigger with a bunch of silly little games you can play for. It wasn't called Silver Points, but it was basically Silver Points. And
oh yeah, with Victor.
Yes, it was with Sir Victor. And the music that plays when you do the turtle race was so over the top, like blasting metal, that I cracked the fuck up at that.
I totally forgot about that because it was so early on and I played it a month ago. But dude, yes, you start the turtle race and it's like 3, 2, 1, go. And this ripping like Dragon Force fucking song starts playing and these turtles start slowly moving across the thing.
Oh, man.
That was great, dude. And then you play the guy who says he's the best rock, paper, scissors player ever, and then you beat him, and he's like, I'm not playing you anymore.
He like walks away.
That was great, too. That was a fun
That sounds like
puzzle.
something I would do. I would be like, I retire undefeated.
Because there are like people around town, there are like 3 people that give you hints as to what the rock, paper, scissors champion does. And if you find all 3 of them, it's a pretty simple logic puzzle.
Yeah, I just beat him.
Yeah, I got him first try.
I just went in there and brute forced him and just beat him. And then I went around and talked to everybody and was like, oh, this would have been fucking helpful.
Yeah,
that
but
was a
then
really cool little section.
You gather up a whole bunch of points, you go to turn them in, and there's some really, really cool weapons.
Mm-hmm. Awesome names. They all sound very
with awesome names, and you're like, oh, that's really cool. And then you go to turn them in, and they're like, well, sir, can you please give us your coins? And you're like, but I already gave them to the lady at the door. And it turns out the lady at the door was Sienna.
Yes.
Who stole all his coins.
It does a really fun job with getting the characters introduced in the beginning, because they have like a continuous way of getting through the first few.
Yeah.
And that transition
and they managed to throw in like gameplay in between introducing your initial party.
Yeah, it was really well done.
Like day-to-day stuff, like Lean and Rob are just going through and doing their jobs.
Yeah, they're doing security in the city guard for the festival.
Yeah, and Sienna's trying to hide and steal, and Victor's just trying to have fun, and yeah, it's just cool. And then partway through Sienna doing Sienna things, Glenn and whatever his name is come back, and you end up with them. And they're like, oh yeah, they're the ones I played as at the beginning.
I actually did not expect them to make it through that intro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought they were dead too. Yeah.
I thought it was one of those cases of, now we're taking over as these other people. That's just kind of what happened, but no. Yeah,
because it was like a year later, flash forward after that, and what happened at the end was they basically were in the very center of a magic nuke, so...
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Sienna was my favorite character of this entire game.
Yeah.
Sienna is actually the one that made me realize, okay, this is an adult-themed story. When she dropped a big ol' F-bomb, like, not long after you meet her.
Yeah, it was to the guy that sells the passports. She says something like, we're not taking any more of your fucking shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And up until now, there had been like one ass and one annoying prick, and that was it. And the annoying prick was in regards to the same guy, too.
And I'm just like, woo, she's feisty.
Yeah.
And that does not relent. She's that way the entire game.
Yeah, she gets all the best lines.
I mean, she does.
She's the kind of like the Han Solo character of the game, She's like the badass that is, again, not really with the party because she's on their side, but she kind of is at this point.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I mean, she ends up warming up to everybody and joining their side, but before then,
like I said, Han Solo.
Yeah.
First she's just getting through because she's either getting paid or because it's convenient to her. But it's how like it's always convenient for Goku and Vegeta work on the same side.
Right.
So, I'm curious as to who you've always have in your party right now is like your main four.
My current front is Glenn, Victor. I don't remember the character's name. He's one of the beast men. He's the mage type one.
Balthraz?
Balthraz, thank you. I keep wanting to call him Balthazar, and I know that's not right. Yeah, Balthraz, thank you. Him and Sienna, and then I have them paired up with basically really similar archetypes. So I have, I have Victor with Amalia, Sienna with Rob, Glenn with, I don't remember. Glenn might be on his own right now, and Victor
Glenn is on his own for me right now. Yeah.
But I had to have people on their own. I had Glenn and Sienna on their own for the longest times. Because it's like, I never got that much use out of Rob, to be honest, so I didn't want to leave him in the front of the party.
Rob's on my back end too, but
he's occasionally really useful, especially like because I have him with Sienna. That means that I can use Sienna to inflict bleed, and then use Rob to inflict poison on the next turn. So that's a nice back-to-back when I need to get a bunch of damage over time.
I was going to say, I usually use Rob to inflict status, and then I'll bounce, but I don't know why he's on my back end. Considering I always end up switching to him. I've got him paired with Lean, just because that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, too, like, if I switch to Rob, it's because there's nobody on the map that can handle, that Lean has strength against, or that are weak to Lean's elemental attacks.
That's why I have her with Balthazar. It's because that way I can switch from the elemental ones to light and dark, because he has light and dark spells.
See, I have him paired with Bathraz because... Or no, I have... Oh, what the heck is his name? I have him paired with Sienna because if I'm not going for raw damage, I'm going for elemental attacks.
Gotcha, yeah.
And so I want him and Lean on the map at the same time. Just so I can cover, like, if I have to cover multiple weaknesses.
I just remembered I have Glenn paired with Temko or whatever his name is, but I basically never use him.
Somebody I haven't met yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about a few characters that you haven't met, because in order to talk about my party, we're going to have to talk about characters that you have not met and possibly will not even unlock.
Well, ooh. I did look at an article that said, like... Sorry. I did look at an article that said the best of... they ranked the characters from 12 to 1. 12? And so I know who some of them are.
Yeah, I got the minor spoiler from a screenshot that Kylian would leave the party and it would otherwise fill up. So I knew there would be at least 9 characters. But that's all I know now is the 9, I think. So
yeah, so no, they ranked the characters from wherever to wherever, and some of them they're like, by time you get this character, it's really too late to take full advantage because you probably already have a fully established party. Mm. And you could only have 8 people in your party, so... Okay.
So that's back and front. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's back and front, so there's going to end up being characters that are underutilized. At the same time, they're throwing new party members at you even when you think you're at the end of the game, and that's kind of cool.
Okay, that is awesome. Yeah, I have kind of a small thought that maybe the beast dude that was with Glenn and was it with Glenn and Kylan in the intro scene? That dude, I wouldn't be too surprised if he came back, because I thought I remembered hanging him around in the menu for a little while longer.
Oh yeah, both of those characters are still in the menu if they have stuff equipped to them, which for me they do.
Yeah.
They'll be in the menu the whole game.
Yeah, you could still see them. That doesn't necessarily mean they're still alive.
True.
But I'm holding out hope that they are still around.
So let's give a brief description of some characters, and then we'll talk about the ones that I have too.
Yeah.
Sienna, we've already talked about her. Thief, just overall badass. Glenn.
Thief, but also samurai kind of too. Like a lot of her attacks are very samurai animated, and she uses katana.
She definitely has a katana. Glenn, main character, has some issues going on that you're trying to figure out. Victor, a bard.
He's an author. He's far really popular. Everyone loves him.
Yeah. There's a lot to Victor that I'm concerned I'm going to figure out.
So, Lena, as I called her.
Yeah, I was with Lena too.
She is a girl who is also a princess. She's a badass. She has a spear. Then we have Bathraz. He is like this lizard man, but his arms are made of metal, like Jack's. Be prepared to have your heart broken when you find out fucking why.
I know. I just found out. Before we started recording.
Yeah, I found out sort of.
Okay, I don't know the full reason. I just know what.
Tell me what you found out.
I will tell my reason, and then I'm going to take my headphones off so Willie could give his reason. I found out that he is cursed. He was granted a wish, and the price for said wish was his arms.
That is only slightly less than what I know, yeah. But I do know a little bit more.
Okay, all right, pop your headphones off real quick. I'll give you a thumbs up when we're done.
All right.
That basically, when you make the Pact of the Curse, you have to give up something valuable, and what you give up is proportionate to the power you receive. So he chose to give up his limbs, but I don't know why or why he took the curse. The one time I've seen someone take the curse, it was because they were about to die.
Okay.
Hold on, Dalton's still talking.
No, I was just gonna say, do you want to know more? Well, I don't know if I want to spoil that for you. I'll say that you're good.
I wish you'd watch the screen.
I actually had to turn the volume down on my headphones because I still heard you guys clearly.
Might be.
So,
no, it's fine. I didn't hear anything. I heard you start talking. I'm like, oh crap! I gotta turn down my headphone volume.
Okay, so you've noticed how Bathras talks, right?
Oh yeah, I hadn't thought about that yet.
Okay, so there is a cutscene later on in the game.
Oh god, I have
that is going to explain the curse, and it's going to explain how he got his arms, and it shows everything. Right? It is heart-wrenching. It's brutal, and that's all I'm going to say. Logan, you motherfucker, you could have warned me about it. But man, it's impactful. So you get a whole new aspect of Bathras as the game goes on, and that fucking happens with almost every character. Like it's wild, the revelations that happen throughout this game.
You mean eventually I'm going to start liking Rob?
By the end of
just made a face like
the game. By the end of the game, I liked Rob, but I did not like him for a lot of this game.
I think he should have been more enthusiastic, because I think what they wanted was for him to be Steiner from Final Fantasy IX.
Yeah, but like a bloodthirsty Steiner.
Oh yeah, he does immediately try to cut people down, and Lena has to stop him.
Yeah, he's quick to kill people.
Yeah.
So the characters that you'll unlock, the one that Willie got today, Tomke.
I got 2 of them actually today.
Oh, did you? Okay. Yep. Well, there's Tomke, and he's like this goat guy who just eats things because he's a fucking goat.
Well, that's the kind of the thing, is he's the Quina Quen of the party, because he basically gains blue magic from eating enemies.
I was about to say he's basically a blue mage. Yeah, that's what you said earlier. I didn't really use him much.
Yeah, I have him linked to someone, and I just never change because I keep not finding cannibal enemies anyway.
So another character that you get is Eagle.
Okay, I haven't met that one yet.
Me neither.
Okay.
I don't even think I've met them before.
So Eagle is this bird guy. I don't know what gives that away.
I'm sorry, but I'm imagining Sam the Eagle from Muppets, and it's making me very happy to just imagine him traveling with the gang, and absolutely no one acts like anything is different about it.
Not too far off.
Really?
Like, you'll see. Like, he doesn't look like Sam the Eagle, but he also looks like he could be Sam the Eagle, if that makes any sense. He's a really cool character. When you meet him, you have to do stuff for his village, which is a village full of bird people.
Cool.
And then, like, what happens to that village is fucking heart-wrenching.
Oh, damn.
You're going to keep hearing me use those 2 words, heart-wrenching. I guess that's one word. But, because this game...
It goes from really light and fun to there's a sudden moment where people start having a really bad time. And I can only see it going downhill from here.
That's the Final Fantasy VI vibe I got, except I feel like this game executed it better as far as bad shit happens, but then they lighten it a little.
There was a lot of Final Fantasy VI DNA in this.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, for the fact that it's okay for us to spoil Act 1, right?
Yeah, I think we've all beaten Act 1. I mean, I'm gonna say some spoilers later too. Don't get me wrong, but
so no, just in Act 1, the party gets split. And you
very much like
scenes.
The river scene in Final Fantasy VI, where you split into 3 mini parties.
The only difference is that they all have their own bosses, but it's a lot shorter. Because if you remember Final Fantasy VI, you had Locks, which was kind of short. You had
the one group that was
you had Edgar and Sabins, which was long as hell.
Was that the one that went where they met Bannon, or was that?
No, Bannon was
Terra?
With Terra, I believe.
Oh yeah, Terra, not Celeste. The Terra one took forever. It's where you meet the ninja and all of
that.
Yeah. Oh
no. That's Edgar and Sabin.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh, no, that's
Lord,
not Edgar and Sabin. That's freaking... I don't even remember. It's been so long. Sabin's in there. I know that part.
I do remember him being there because I like his moves.
Yeah. Well, he's the one who suplexes the train.
Exactly. It's crowd-pleasing maneuver.
Yeah.
So you're going to eventually meet a character named Magnolia.
Okay.
She's like this little witch chick who helps you do some stuff, and then eventually,
I think I've actually run into Magnolia, but wasn't able to do anything with her.
She runs a little shop.
Yes, I think I found her little shop, but I don't think she had any interest in us at the moment.
Okay, you will have to end up going back and talking to her eventually, and then later on, like way later in the game, you can get an opportunity to get her in your party if you do a side quest, and then another one, Micah. Have either of you heard of or have Micah?
No.
Okay.
I just posted in our host chat where I am in the game. The only thing I'm gonna say is controller's vibrating like crazy right now.
Yeah. And it's on his balls.
It kind of actually it is. I put it down for a second. Yeah, that was an accident, but yes, that happened.
I'm not sure I remember this screen. Oh wait, yes I do. Okay, yes.
So Micah is the granddaughter of Tom K.
Oh.
And much like in Final Fantasy VI, when you find the little kid, she's a badass monk.
Mm-hmm.
And she beats ass. And she was in my final party.
Nice.
Like, my final party when I beat the game was Glenn, Lena, Micah, and Sienna. And then I had Victor, Magnolia, Rob, and someone else's name I can't think of right now on the back end. And I would switch out heals when needed and shit like that. But there was one single character I did not get, and I'm so fucking mad at myself. Later on, there's a character named Raphael that you'll meet.
Wait, you could recruit Raphael?
So way later in the game, you find him. There's this little girl who keeps running away from a village, and you're asked to track her down. So you go and track her down, and she keeps taking food and bringing it to this place, and you go in, and Raphael is in there. And she keeps bringing him food. And she's like, I think Sienna's like, Raphael, how the fuck, why are you just here with this little girl just letting her feed you? Like, what the hell are you doing? He goes, look around. Does it look like I've eaten any of the food? I came here to die peacefully and she won't leave me alone. So that I saw that whole cutscene, and then apparently he leaves and there's something else you're supposed to do and you can recruit him, and I didn't do that. So that's on me. But
keep an eye out for that. I did notice that there was a character I'm currently using that didn't make your list, so I'm guessing she's a temporary party member then.
Ooh, who? Oh,
Princess Amalia.
Oh, no. Yeah. No, you unlock her as well. I don't know why she wasn't on the list that I was looking at of characters, but yeah, Amalia is another character that you get.
Because I've definitely got her tethered to Victor, because both of them basically are really good healers at the start of the game. So it's like if I run out of TP with Victor, I can swap her in. That was
the character I couldn't think of.
Okay.
That was my last switch, was Amalia, yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, you only have a little bit. Yeah, I like that right now, as I first met her, she has no idea how to handle other people, which is what she was like when you first saw her at the beginning of the game, too. But like now she's with the party and she just keeps accidentally being a total like jerk to everyone, and then trying to correct in the other direction and being a jerk in another direction. It's kind of great.
Yeah, dude. Her story, heart-wrenching.
Oh, I'm sure. It can't be a happy one.
When you get the backstory.
It can't be a happy one because there's a reason she doesn't know anybody. I mean, I know like 2 things about her, and those things I know are enough that it explains why no one wants to talk to her and why she doesn't talk to anyone in the early game.
Yeah. I will say too, Victor's story is probably the most wild because, he's
lived 500 plus years. He's an AR.
Yeah, heir. That's what I couldn't remember the name of it, but yeah, the heir. Yeah, he's lived a long ass life, and that ties in such a crazy way.
Okay, yeah, there's some implications about a character that's lived for a really long time that we're just now finding out is more than they seem. And they introduce that character letting you know that they're more than they seem. So the magic researcher
Gawain?
From... Yeah.
Yeah, Gawain. Yeah, that fucking guy.
Yeah, I'm sure that guy is going to have a lot of layers to unravel, since it is implied that he was there for something very important that happened in the past.
Yes. And it's around this time, too, that you start finding out about there's like these 3 ancient beings that look over the world like God, but they kind of let humanity do its thing. And when the humanity wiles out, they destroy them and start it over. And it's this never-ending cycle. So there's some things I want to talk about, but they are spoiler heavy in some parts. what are you boys wanting to avoid? And I will try to dance around things.
Go ahead and talk about what you want to talk about.
I get the impression that if you're going to give away something really huge, you're going to tell us. So, like, we'll just try to hang.
Yeah, it's not going to ruin the game for you, anything that I say. I won't say anything that'll ruin the game.
Before we get to plot stuff, can I bring up just a couple of other areas I wanted to talk about? Because I thought they were interesting.
Absolutely, dude.
Oh, yeah, one of the main things I have, what I wrote down when you were talking about Sienna cussing is, Sienna suddenly DPGing the game 6 hours in, which I don't know, I thought that was funny, but I really liked the Flower Fields of Perpetua. Like, that was just such a, like, the haunting theme song and stuff.
That's where you start to get the sense that you're going to have to go back and revisit locations.
Yeah, because there's so much stuff that you can tell you can't reach that you can almost reach.
Right.
I haven't gone back yet. I need to look for that.
But there's a lot of... That's where you start to see the big chests for the first time, too.
Yes, it's really... Yeah. Or at least that's where I first noticed them,
Yeah.
I kept going, Perpetua Fields forever. I really did. Like that, and I would do that for Roland Field.
Yeah. I was more like, keep rolling, field.
Yeah.
The
locations of this game.
There's one other area I had a note on, which was a storage section called Leviathan's Trench, which was just one of those, like, classic, not quite a dungeon, not quite a tunnel thing. But I love that there were monsters called the red wine gin and the white wine gin. And they were just genies.
I loved those.
They were, and it ends in it's all a build up to a pun. Because you fight those genie and they have different elemental or whatever. Then you get to the end of the area and there's a bottle of gin that, much like the white wine bottles that the other guys came out of, an even bigger gin comes out, but it's a gin bottle. So he's just the gin.
The gin.
That was great.
Made me very happy.
Sienna's the one who makes the joke about that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if we've touched on that. This game's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of subtle humor.
Yeah, there's just a lot of like little tooltips crack me, like all the item descriptions.
The
bestiary is good. The loot descriptions are especially good because it's like loot is really only used to collect to sell to the shopkeepers because you don't get money after combat, and if you sell certain amounts of that loot, then you can unlock special items. But God, there were so many really good ones. Yeah, I will look at screenshots I've sent recently too.
Okay, so later on, you end up in a goblin town if you do this side quest, and you walk up to this bottle, and it's a strange, and you don't speak goblin, so all the goblins, you can't understand what they're saying, right? So you walk up to this bottle, and it's like, do you want to drink this mysterious potion? And you're like, yeah, sure, why not? So I drank it to see what would happen. It's like, nothing really happened, but it tastes weird. Like, all right. So you go along, and then you get a necklace that allows you to speak goblin, and you go talk right to the east of that bottle is a goblin standing there. You go talk to him, and he says, I pissed in that bottle over there. I really hope they drink it.
Oh, beautiful.
Was it a mind goblin?
I don't know, Mick. You mind goblin these nuts?
Yeah, got him.
Yeah.
Got him.
Got us.
Got us. Let's see.
Yeah, now I'm trying to scroll up and see if I can find any of the damn item descriptions because they were really good.
Oh, the island. Okay, do y'all have access to the airship yet? Are y'all that far?
Yeah.
Okay, have y'all been to the Island of Remembrance?
No.
Not yet.
Okay, so it's like to the left. So there's no enemies there. It's literally an island where everyone who backed the game, there's like a little grave thing that you can go up and read. Like this one from the Ice Bard. And it says, necromance, if you want to, you can bring your friends to life. But if your friends aren't dead, and if they aren't dead, then they're no friends of mine.
God, there was a section in Hollow Knight that was like that too. Just a bunch of graves of high-level backers. I love that.
I found one that says, happy, helpful, and respectful. -Co. It's fucking Co from Drop Frames. God damn it, he keeps showing up everywhere.
Nice.
I'm like, oh, it's Co. Because I know, like, who else spells COHH? It's Co Carnage. And then I found one by Kana. I know it's not Arcana, but it was Kana, Kana. And it says, while I'm an automaton.
I did find one of the screenshots of a line that amused me.
How many backers does the game get?
That I'm not sure.
Okay.
One line I liked was you're pouring through this library trying to find like notes from previous monks basically at this monastery, and this guy who is just this really studious like little rabbit guy is like, and such treasures are of course kept in a treasure chamber which is managed by a treasurer who in turn records everything in a treasure list. And like, he would have said the word treasure like 900 more times if we didn't stop him.
So there's a moment where Glenn's wanting to go talk to this girl, but she's not really showing interest in him. And Killian says, just forget about it, Glenn. And then the next one says, some men think that by being persistent, they're proving their love to the woman. But in reality,
it's creepy.
Just being creepy. Don't be creepy, Glenn.
I like that. I found another of my favorite descriptions, too, which was the simple leaf, which says, Victor was sure he could make a merchant pay money for a normal leaf. Sienna bet a bottle of wine that he couldn't. Victor got really drunk that day.
Yeah.
Or the metal frog. This frog is metal, not made from metal. Its attitude is.
Its attitude is. Did you guys find the secret vegetable fight?
Yes. Actually, when I mentioned that I had been killed for the first time, I got killed by its second form.
Oh, the shish kebab.
Yep.
I beat the salad so hard. So, Mikolov, if you didn't see it, there's Carrie the carrot, Mush the mushroom. Whose
signature move is Carretti Chop.
Yeah, the Carretti Chop. There's Peppa the pepper. There's Broccoli.
Yeah.
And there's Cornelia.
I have not seen those yet.
So you'll
Trailheads and Basil.
Yeah, look for a big ass carrot and follow it.
You can take them for sure.
Where is this?
In Basil.
Near Basil.
Okay. More vegetables.
I didn't even put that together.
Yeah.
Of course, that's where it would be
plants.
from. Okay.
So when you
I got a second side quest to find them again. Apparently, a dude came up to me in New Wernshire and said, "Like, I thought I was crazy. You see them too?" And then it gave me a tip about.
God. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
You see the walking vegetables, right? I'm not going crazy. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you beat them, they form the Megatron and become Shashlik, which is just a shish kebab.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Megazord?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't become Megatron, you doofus.
So also the description for Tack the Yak says Der mächtige Jak lebt auf den Heuschebenen Zweichen der Feldern von Rollen und dem Kottergebirge. Nur selten wagt sich in der Nähe der Siedlungen der besondere Jak, den die Kinder Tag nennen, halt sich am liebsten in dein Farmer Regionen von Escania auf. I don't know if that's supposed to be in German.
I checked and it was in German, in English, French, and German. I didn't try any of the other languages. I was satisfied at that point.
Okay, this was the first line I think I screenshotted, and then we can move on from this if you guys like. But there's a fish salesman.
Yes.
In one of the early towns, and he says, "Fresh fish! I can throw it to you so you can tell your family that you caught it yourself."
Yes, I did see that person.
I cackled.
The worst thing is you sent me that screenshot and I didn't catch the actual pun until I got to that line again in the game. And I'm like, oh, caught it. Because I'm an idiot.
There is one other thing. Let me find it real quick. It's later on in the game. So you will get to a point in the game where you're in this sewer the second time. And if you're doing the side stuff like I did, and you're looking around and you start opening chests that have already been opened.
Uh-oh.
And they have notes in them that say this: "You're too late. The treasure is mine. There's no need to wait. Go home and whine."
Burma
and it says
shave. Sorry.
BB, and you guys will figure out who BB is eventually if you go that route.
I really do think I'm going to do side quests and stuff because, like, there's a good chance I might record a follow-up when I finish this towards the end of the year.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you want to, man, by all means, because there's a lot to it that y'all haven't seen yet. And I was so far ahead that I started purposely looking up and doing side stuff so I wouldn't.
The problem is once you get the airship and stuff, the game really, the way it's paced, it really does push you to start doing side quests. Like, it definitely feels like it's like, are you sure you want to talk to this guy and begin the next mission? You could go on a nice vacation. And I just started recruiting people for the clan earlier, which was great because I recruited a musician in a flying airship and I recruited a insurance salesman. I have no idea what benefits these people provide at all.
Was there any other things you wanted to talk about before I start getting into the stuff? I know you said you had a few things you wanted to touch on.
I think Dalton, Mikolov wanted to talk a little bit about it, like exploring and re-exploring areas.
No, I talked about that enough. What did I want to talk about though? Shoot.
I know it's getting late for you, bud. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it wasn't story related. Oh! It was gameplay related. I need to bring this up before I lose it. You heal in between battles.
Oh, wow, I can't believe I didn't explain that when we were... Yeah, you get 100% of everything back, HP and TP. The only stuff you don't get back is items you used that were consumable.
It doesn't
wonderful.
Make the game any easier.
No, but it means you're a lot... If everything's a fresh start, that means you don't feel like you have to save all your stuff between fights.
Correct. Which or you don't have to... You don't have to, like, save your skills or anything.
Yeah.
But this game actually does encourage you to use your skills.
Yes.
Sorry.
In fact, they literally tell you that when you go to the Adventurers Guild for the first time. They're like, your TP restores at the end of every battle, so don't feel afraid to use your attacks.
Yeah.
And I feel like that also made dungeons a little bit strange because, like, you don't really want to save before every fight or whatever, but after a fight, you're like, oh, I guess I'm refreshed, but I've been in this dungeon for 30 minutes. I should be needing to heal by now.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Where's the save crystal so I can touch it and replenish?
Exactly. I'm literally looking for save crystals and shit.
Thankfully, you could save whenever.
Yeah, and there's a really robust fast travel system in this game. In fact, I even wrote a joke here when the party first splits up. I'm like, man, if they're having so much trouble getting to the White Rose Inn, why don't they just use the teleport crystals? I still have no idea
the White Rose Inn.
Yeah, that was a dark story.
About. Thank you. That gave me trauma over moving across anything grass or plant related, which actually made a little bit later in the game hard because there's all tall grass that you have to walk on, and I didn't want to walk on it at first.
How do you think I felt when I ran over every bit of that because I thought that looked cool?
And
then I found out what it was.
Man.
Yeah, there's this guy you run into, and you think he's like a cool old man. He's going to let you stay at the inn. He's got all these white roses out there that like release this noise when you bump into him. And it turns out that no, he's actually taking people and putting them into these flowers, and that's their souls. And when you would run over them, you were releasing the souls into the ether.
You were killing them.
Yeah, you were
they would
killing
scream.
the soul.
They would scream.
It was gnarly.
Yeah, that was kind of. I feel like that was one of the first turning. Like when I said you hit a couple turning points, where like, oh, things were going to be bad times from now on. That was definitely one of them. Where even if the story kind of had a happy-ish ending, you could tell it wasn't going to stay that way.
Yeah. Both of you have lost Killian by now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That jerk.
Yeah. Actually, I just ran into him again for the first time.
That's
too. Like literally. Wait, what? I think we are.
I read it. No, you're further ahead than me, but I did. No, I saw him.
Where?
I saw him. Glenn had a conversation with him.
Where?
In revisiting one of the towns. I think it was in Warnshire.
Okay, so you aren't very far. You're like minutes behind me, man. You're like one mission behind me, basically.
Well, what's the check in chat? I just posted a screenshot of where I am.
Yeah, but I don't recognize that screenshot off the top of my head.
So y'all are literally like probably at the same point in the game.
I think we might be. Well, I think you might have actually slipped ahead of me while we were getting ready to record because I did some side quests and you did missions.
Well, no, because I spent all we were. I spent all that fucking with my capture card. No, I've been playing it as we've been talking.
Oh, okay.
He's being the co of our show because a lot of times during drop frames you can tell co's playing a game while they're talking.
Gotcha. That's why we call him a co-host.
Okay. Well, I guess I could tell you I'm at the beginning of Act 3. I don't know if that coincides with where you are.
I don't know. The game doesn't tell me acts as far as I could tell. I don't remember.
I only know because of Steam achievements.
Oh, okay. I'm not on Steam on this game, so. That also means in a very funny way, we are both playing this on Linuxy devices, but using the Windows executable in Proton. Because I got it from Dalton's dog, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have it on Steam. Man, I didn't think that. Shoot. Because I took mad at myself. I took a +1 to buy this game. And I could have just asked Dalton for it.
Don't worry about it, Mick. Don't worry about it.
What?
Yeah, yes, Willie got it from me. Willie got the game, but from me. He totally didn't get it from a female who works out a lot.
Oh,
Christ on a cracker.
Okay. Now I know why you're like. I see. I see what you're doing. I thought you shared your legitimately purchased GOG copy installer.
I did share my legitimately purchased GOG copy installer.
Yes, but he only had it for Windows because that's the system he played it on.
Yes.
But you can use a Proton layer.
Yes, and that's why I'm using a Proton layer.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that stuff's beyond me. when you guys start talking about protons and neutrons,
it literally takes like no setup if you use like Lutris or Steam for it. It's great.
Yeah. It's
like not only that,
really
Steam will manage it under the hood, like all these different versions of Proton, and it'll know what the best one is for that game. Like they're pretty great about it. Valve is really trying to make sure you can play games on a Linux system.
I could tell you on Android, I'm using an app called GameHub Lite, and I'm actually able to log in through Steam, and it will download the game from Steam. It'll sync your cloud saves, and it will pick the Proton layer that will work best on ARM.
That's really cool to being able to cloud save it between systems.
That's part of why I'm like loving playing these PC games on these Android handhelds.
Hell yeah.
Okay. I'm going to preface each one of the things I want to talk about beforehand, and I'm going to give you both the opportunity to take your headphones off if you don't want to hear what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And I'll throw a thumbs up.
Okay. Is this a point where are we going ahead of
where we are?
Because I'm learning some stuff right now. That's right at the beginning of Act 3 about two of the characters.
Which
characters?
The two.
Two characters are telling two other characters stuff that they didn't know before.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, Willie, you were right behind that then.
Okay.
Okay. Willie, you're right about to see that, so I'll skip that. But there's a big revelation that you're about to hit that Mikolov is watching right now live on the episode.
Really? Because I swear to God, I finished a mission, was back in open play, I thought. Oh, well.
Did you see a big reveal? Well, no, you'll know. So there's a big reveal about two of the characters and how they interplay with everything that's been happening forever, basically.
Okay. No, the last reveal I got was basically a little bit about the nature of the curse.
Okay, no, yeah. So the first thing is about Killian.
Okay.
So
do I know this?
No.
Okay.
Okay, you take your headphones off. Okay. So, and Willie, you're also welcome to do this too. If it starts getting to something you don't want to know, just top them off.
I'll let you know.
So Killian later in the game basically reveals that the reason that he did what he did is because he wanted to make the world a better place for him and his sister, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But then they end up having this conversation between him and Glenn, where Glenn's like, you're going to kill everyone to save the planet. Like, do you really think your sister is going to like look at you well for that? Like, no, dude. And Killian says that like he'll earn his sister's respect.
I heard this. I did hear this conversation in the game.
Okay. Yeah, maybe in another lifetime. Well, Killian ends up at the end.
I think he has himself now. Yeah.
He comes back around and ends up helping you out. And it's a magical moment of like where he realizes that he wants his sister to respect him. He wants to do best by her, and that basically what he's been going through is not what should be happening. So he ends up playing a really big deal in the end and looping back around to me being like, okay, so maybe not fuck him so much, which is really nice. Okay, thumbs up for the boys. All right.
Now, if you're talking about Killian, I have a prediction based on Final Fantasy experience and who I think he's connected to in the Final Fantasy universe. And so anybody else who's listening to this can go ahead and laugh at me if I got it right or wrong. I think we're going to see him rejoin the party at some point in the future.
I had also been considering that as possible, yeah, because so far he doesn't seem irredeemable, just on a different path, you know?
But also, if Killian is connected to Kane,
right?
That happens at Final Fantasy IV. So,
like 7 times.
That's the basis. That's the basis for my prediction.
All right. So the next thing I want to talk about has to do with Victor.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to know anything more about Victor. Actually,
okay. So
I feel like
I don't mind having. I don't mind having Victor stuff spoiled for me because I already have my suspicions about him. So go ahead.
All right. So Victor basically has been around forever, right?
Right. And that's revealed pretty early on.
You will. Okay. So, and you're learning about the past of Lena right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll learn more about Glenn later. There's a big revelation where Glenn thinks he's one person and Lena's like, no, I would know if you were him, yada, yada, yada. And it like breaks Glenn's mind. That's where Magnolia comes back in and you start dealing with her more, right? So
also he learns too much.
Yes, he learns too much at once. She's just like, no, you're not who you think you are. And then he realizes that, and this is kind of a spoiler for you for Glenn, but it won't ruin the whole thing for you. He is in the past the douchebag guy. He's not the one who loves Lena. He's the drunk dude. So he learns about this, and at the end of his life, he basically says that he's going to try to find her in another life and redeem himself. And then he lives through life after life after life. He becomes a really big well-known mage, knowledgeable, who has a library, maybe like a library that you went and looked through.
Yeah. I did look through that.
Who was his apprentice?
Victor.
And Victor has spent his years finding Glenn every time he reincarnates.
Wow. He's seen several different versions of Glenn.
Yeah. Trying to help him see out, because that was his last request of Glenn when he was the sorcerer. Because he told him about his past life and was like, I need to redeem this and I need you to help me. You're an heir. You'll live long enough. Seek me out. He gives him 2 amulets that are life links. So they'll glow. That
I just had explained to me. Okay. He's wearing 2. Victor's wearing 2 amulets, and one is tied to Glenn and one is tied to Lean.
So Glenn's kept glowing. Lena's never glown until now. So that's when he's cute. Like, "Oh shit, it's happening."
Yeah, that's cute.
And my mind was fucking blown, Mick.
Quick side question: is Kylian gay?
I don't believe so.
Why did he?
Not from what I remember.
Why did he just crawl out of bed next to the old guy?
Oh yeah, that's never really. They don't really explain that. I think he's kind of just doing what he's got to do. Very odd.
He's doing what he's. Yeah, go ahead. He's doing what he's got to do. But like, interesting that includes being in a relationship with an old man. Yeah,
very interesting. So the other big revelation is literally the very end of the game. It has to do with Glenn, Lena. Willie's already got his headphones off. And Killian. All right, so both of them took their headphones off. So it's just me and you guys, listeners. It's just us. This was one of the most beautiful endings I have ever seen in a JRPG. You beat the final boss. You save the world. Glenn gets sucked away, and he's in this white void with just him and Killian. And they have this conversation, and it fades out, and then it comes back to the party. And at this point, Killian's got the powers that he's gotten from the godlike people that throughout the story, there are these people who end up getting infused with this power of I'm going to call it a magicite, but it was the big glowing grimoire. And Killian has some of those powers now because he was infused with, he tried to take the power from Gwen during the final boss fight. It's this big thing. So anyways, you're at this party, everyone's looking, it's there, and like, you know, the game is basically wrapping up, and they're like, where's Glenn? So Lena goes up to the roof to look for Glenn. So you get up there, and Glenn's there, and she starts talking to him, and a red bird lands. And they look at it, and she says, yeah, he's been visiting here often. I named him Glenn. And Glenn says, oh, that's a good name. How long have you known it was me? Or how did you know it was me? And Lena's like, I could tell that Glenn wasn't Timothy. You know, I knew he was someone else. So you think I couldn't tell that you weren't him? And that's when you realize that's not Glenn. That's Killian pretending to be Glenn. And he said, I didn't want it to be hard on you guys, so I took this appearance. And it flashes back to the big white room with the conversation between Glenn and Killian. And they are talking, and basically Glenn says, you have a little sister to live for. You have a lot more things to do. I've served my purpose. I made up what I wanted to do to Lynn. You know why I became a sky armor person, a flyer? Because when I was young and I was in that city with the high walls, I had a bird. And when we got attacked, I let the bird out so he would go to safety, and he flew over the walls. And I said, one day, I will fly over those walls as well. And I will fly in the air. I want to be free like that bird. And, oh, excuse me, it makes me slightly emotional. It was just so cool. And he said, and I'm just hoping that because of my good deeds, that my soul will go back into the aether. And when I'm reborn, I will be a bird and I can fly. But Killian, you are the one that will come out of this, and you will live on. You will serve your purpose. You will live for your sister. And it's this big emotional thing, man. And it pops back, and Lena and Killian are talking, and he gets the bird, and he puts the bird in a cage and takes it with him, and he leaves as Glenn. But then when he gets onto a boat and he's away from everybody, he's like, okay, now I can let this up. And he goes back, and it's Killian again. And this little kid comes up and like tries to steal his wallet or something. I don't really remember that part, but he ends up saving the kid who wasn't supposed to be on the boat and then saying they were looking at the bird. And since Killian now had this kid with him and he wasn't lonely anymore, he said, I guess I can let the bird fly. So he lets Glenn out and Glenn takes off and flies away. And the credit scene starts rolling as you get this scrolling footage over on the left of the flying bird. And it's just like Glenn's getting his wish. After all of everything he's been through, he finally gets to just fly free as a bird. And it brought a fucking tear to my eye. Like just, I was just like, it fucked me up. So like, with that being said, you know, I wasn't like, but the ending of this game, I had tears in my eyes and I was just like, what a fucking story, man. And
Logan is listening right now, and he is like, I freaking told you.
I was going to say, I actually, like, I want to give Logan a thank you, because I would not have played this game had he not done that, and this may be in my top 10 now. Like,
top 10 RPGs? Top 10 games of the year?
Top 10 games.
Damn.
Top 10 games. This story is so good. So, full disclosure, after this episode, we got the Steamy Awards, and then we're rolling in the next year. So, it means from now until the Steamy Awards, we have free time. I want you boys to just beat this game so we can talk about the ending.
I can't promise he will, but I promise that I was intending to. Like, I stopped playing Rayman, even though I meant to do 100% on retro achievements for that, because I wanted to just play this game. And I haven't done much gaming that wasn't that, aside from... We didn't talk about it any, but we did play a little of Elden Ring Night Rain with Nate, and Dalton.
Let's save that for just this moment. Let's finish talking about this, and
I'm
then
just
we
saying
can do that at the end.
We can do that for another episode, man.
Yeah. But yeah, we did play some Night Rain. Do you guys have any final thoughts? Because I pretty much just gave my opinion on the ending and stuff. Like, oh god, I can't wait till y'all see it. This
game has like a couple of points where it's already gone and grabbed me way more than it already had before. And the only reason I haven't completed it was because I basically took the last 36 hours as a sick day, or else I probably would have played it nonstop through that time.
Yeah, you both are going to hit at least 4 more times where you're like, where the fuck is this going to go from here? And then it does go somewhere and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, provisionally I'm already thinking it's going to do that. So, like... I mean, I know my score doesn't mean much since I'm only at the almost midpoint of the game, and that's storyline-wise, not content. I mean, content-wise, I'm probably going to put another 40 hours in or so after the first 17 or 18 I've done. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 9+. I'm just going to say that right here so that that way, provisional to revise later, but I can't imagine it dropping.
All right. Mick Love, what about you, man?
I mean, it's a straight up 10 out of 10.
Awesome.
Like, I know I haven't beat it yet, but no, I'm in. I'm invested. This game will get beaten, and I'm like, the fact that I am like playing it right now as we're recording, I think is a testament to how much I want to finish this game and how much I'm enjoying it. So yeah, 10 out of 10, perfect score.
Yeah. The only reason I'm not playing it right now too is because I didn't want to risk the NVIDIA glitch I've had on my computer and hang the thing before I export my Audacity.
I probably wouldn't have been playing it had I not been fighting with the capture card. Now that I got the capture card working, I'm like so impressed I got the capture card working that I'm just playing the game.
Yeah, GG on that, by the way. You looked so frustrated at the start of the show.
I was very frustrated.
I was editing vocal covers, so like I would be listening to myself screaming or singing or something, and then I would pause it and I just hear, "God damn it, fucking thing, fucking what did it fucking work?"
That's pretty much exactly what it was. What the fuck is that? Why is that doing? I gotta unplug this shit.
Yeah.
It's before you give your rating, it's 2 hours and 28 minutes into the podcast. Fuck you, Jeff. What's South Park?
It'll work one day.
I'm just waiting for the next media dump where it's just gonna be like another round of fuck you, Mick.
This is in rare air, this game. I'm giving it a solid 10 out of 10, but I'm actually like tempted to give it an 11. Like,
wow.
I liked this so much more than I thought I was going. When I first started this game, I'm like, okay, cool. Another like Chrono Trigger like game. This will be fun. This game does things that I was not expecting, and haven't seen in a game in a long time. For this game to have so much humor in it, this game takes itself very seriously when it comes to telling a good story. And fuck, like, I want to buy the DLC for this and play that. I didn't know it existed until Logan told me it existed. I'm in. If this dude comes out with another game, even if it's not Chained Echoes 2, if it's just something else, he's got my money already. Like, I know this fucker can tell a story. This fucker made this game and then hired somebody to do the music, and I think that's about it. And then he got help with localizations.
Yeah.
It's one fucking guy. I owe that man a hand job. This game's fantastic. I would gladly beat him eat for it. Gooners unite. But yeah,
thank you, Logan. Thank you for your Patron. Thank you for your Patreon donation. Thank you for the game. Really, really enjoying it.
Yeah, and thank you for popping in and watching some of the awards with us last night, too.
Yeah, that was real cool.
Dude's got a killer setup.
Oh, dude, yeah, he showed all the screens. It was nuts.
Yeah, he had like a TV with the Game Awards going. He had a TV with the fucking football going. He had Discord pulled up. No, I'm sorry. He didn't have the Game Awards going. He was playing Dragon Quest 2. And he had football, and then he was watching the Game Awards with us on his phone.
Yep.
Like, that homeboy had it.
They had like a monitor on the
peak man cave stuff.
Plenty of stuff going on there. I told him it looked like a BW3's in his own place.
Yeah, which took me a second. And I was like, oh yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Sorry, I'm a weirdo, and that's the sports bar I go to because I like the sauce list.
Yeah,
gotta like the sauce list. There's a wing place around here that I go to for the sauce list.
So that's basically it for Chained Echoes, man. Perfect scores almost across the board. Willie's tentatively.
Yep. I mean, I can already tell this.
I think when Willie beats it, he will.
I can already tell this game is special, and it's not going to take any peer pressuring for me to change it. It's just going to be when I've seen enough to know why I'm giving it the 10.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I doubt it's going to happen.
So that leaves us with our next episode.
Yay.
Will be coming out on Christmas.
Oh, on Christmas Day, huh? That the plan?
Yeah, that's. I think we started that 2 years ago.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to keep that going.
I always think of it as the New Year's episode, but it definitely makes sense as a Christmas present as well.
Yeah, just drop it on Christmas, and then you can listen to it between Christmas and New Year's whenever you want to do.
Yeah, you could listen to it next Thanksgiving if you wanted to.
Bunch of screens too. Yeah, fuck you. Wait a year if you want. But,
sorry, I had a flex.
So next week, sometime we're gonna record. That way, we're freed up for the week of Christmas. We can just do Christmas things. But we will be back with the Steamy Awards yet again this year. I've got all mine sorted out.
I will.
It will be the three of us, and I have invited Nate to come on as a guest host, like the host of the awards, because he doesn't really have a ton to talk about as far as things we've played for the show since he dipped out really early on in the year. But he said that if he's got some time, he'll come on and guest host. But if not, it's all good, man. We know that you're incredibly busy right now in preparation. So Steamy Awards, man, it's one of our most fun episodes to do. I'm not going to lie. I always have a great time.
Yes.
I enjoy the Steamy Awards. I'm grateful that you guys let me participate now.
And I'm grateful that the audience seems to like it as much as we do, because it's always fun to take that look back and really realize how much stuff you did in a year, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like all that much.
Yeah, man. I looked through the games we played, and I was like, oh shit, we played a lot of games this year.
Yeah.
Even on the bi-weekly schedule. I know we did weekly a couple times, but it's
Dude, just
a lot of games.
Looking back to this year, just Spooktober alone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was fire.
It was a fantastic
really good
month. October had some killer games.
Yeah, great work on the picks on that one all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. But we'll talk more about that on the next episode. So before we get to the house cleaning and such, Mikolov, plug your stuff, my good sir.
Team Retrog on YouTube. Fuck you, Jeff. Watch South Park.
And Will, you got anything that you want to plug?
Tell Jeff to watch South Park.
No, that's your bit. I'm not going to steal your bit. That would be very rude, and I don't think you would appreciate it.
I need reinforcement. I need peer pressure.
I'm not as pure. I'm as better. Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah.
Anyway, floss your teeth. I don't know, man. I got nothing.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. If you would please leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts. It really helps us out in the algorithm, helps people find the show. We've been getting a good handful of new people in the Discord, and it makes me very happy. I want to see more.
Yeah.
So come on in and join. Don't be shy. We're all really, really fun people to be around, we promise. Come join the shenanigans. If you want to do that over in the Discord, bit.ly/TSMP Discord, all capital letters. That'll get you an invite in. And yeah, man, come join in. Vote on the polls, which we'll touch on the polls again at the end of the year. So I'll plug that again next time.
Don, you always touch it on the polls.
Check out the website, bit.ly/The Steam Machine Podcast. If you want to donate to the show, patreon.com/The Steam Machine Podcast. Gets you the episodes early and the banter in the beginning. That's for just the patrons. They didn't get that this episode, but you all got the Game Awards talk instead. And coming at the beginning of the year, I'm going to merge the JRPG Report Patreon into the Steam Machine Patreon. If you go to the Steam Machine Patreon now, you will see that it is now called TSMP Productions, even though the URL is still the Steam Machine Podcast. And for the same price, you will get everything that you already get with Steam Machine, and you will also get ad-free JRPG Report episodes as well on that feed for no extra cost. I'm just tired of signing out of one Patreon to log into another Patreon to check it out, and then sign out of that one to sign in back into the other one. It's a big pain in my ass, so I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to merge them together. And so far, that announcement over on the JRPG Report has just lost me patrons, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll build them back. So yeah, shout out to the JRPG Report. Shout out to Dan and Jeff's Media Dump, where our next episode, we are, I don't think it's out yet, but we're doing Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a good time. Pick up a shirt, tsmpproductions.threadless.com. I'm going to get some new designs up there here soon. We'll be back. We'll talk to you all on Christmas with the Steamy Awards. Happy holidays, everybody. Enjoy your time with your family, your friends, or whoever you got around. And, take it easy.